Yes, I'm Danny Johnson, CEO at TPP, the Positive Porpoise.
I'm Jason Miller for Fins Up SoCal Fan Club.
I'm Scott Howell from Atlanta Dolphin Club.
Mark Angelo, NorCal Dolphin Club.
You're listening to Clock Blockers, Miami fans' #1 morning show.
Run it, 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 run it.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. This is Miami Sports Music's #1 Miami fan morning show, Clock Blockers. I'm your host, Stephen Daniels. Super excited to be here on this Tuesday, July 5th. I hope everybody had a beautiful and amazing 4th of July weekend. I had a good one. I live up here in north of Baltimore in Maryland, and got to hang out with the family all day yesterday. We live in an apartment complex, and all of our neighbors are really friendly. And we've been here a little over like 3 years now, I think. And we live right out on the water, and we just went in the back and had a big barbecue and potluck and watched fireworks. And it was a lot of fun yesterday. So I don't know what you guys did, but let me know. Put it in the chat. What'd you guys do yesterday? I just hung out all day yesterday. It was great. It was amazing. To me, that's my favorite, one of my favorite holidays, just because you get to just sit back and eat food and do absolutely nothing. So it was a lot of fun. I want to say good morning to my Fins family and my Fin-laws. Again, I'm Stephen D. You can follow me on social media at Stephen D SKPL. Spread kindness, positivity, and love. Also, make sure you guys follow Miami Sports Music on Facebook, Instagram, and obviously here on YouTube if you're watching at Miami Sports Music, and you follow us on Twitter at MIA Sports Music. Hey, on your way in, if you haven't done so already, give us a thumbs up. Give us a thumbs up. Let's go. Make sure you guys hit that like button on the way in and subscribe to the channel. If you haven't done so already, subscribe. As a matter of fact, if you haven't done so already, you're not going to be able to chat. So make sure you're a subscriber, because I'm starting to do subscribers only into the chat. Because, hey, look, I want to make sure you're subscribed to the channel. If you want to talk, you want to get in, make sure you're subscribed. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything to subscribe. So make sure you guys do that. Now, if you guys want to become a member of the channel, which is different than a subscriber, there's a few different ways you all can do that. You guys can, if you look in the description below, you will see a link to sign up and become a member today. Become part of the family. There are plenty of different ways you all can do that. We would love for you to join the channel, get access to perks. We got a lot of cool stuff coming up for this coming up year. We can't do that without your help. So sign up, become a member of the channel. There's a couple of different tiers. I put the link in the chat for you to join and become a member today. All right. Also, hey, look, help the channel grow by donating. Help the channel grow by donating. There's a few different ways you all can do that. You can use the YouTube live super chat, which is the $ below the chat box, or you guys can use PayPal or Cash App. Cash App is $MSM Podcast Network. You also see the QR code right here on the screen. You can use that. Or you guys can use PayPal, which is MSM Podcast Network as well. I'm also putting the links in here this morning. You guys can do that. And any way I don't care if it's $1. It goes such a long way into helping the channel grow, and it's a big deal. I want to give a big shout out to our sponsors of the show, our title sponsors. We got ZSM Sports. Shout out to Zachary and ZSM Sports. Zachary is going to be sending out a lot of the stuff for you guys, hopefully by the end of this week. I know he's owes some of you some stuff. We're not going to do a giveaway until everybody kind of gets their due stuff. I don't want to have anybody, upset or anything. So make sure if you haven't got your stuff, you reach out to me. I just want to confirm and make sure you guys get your stuff to the people that won. I'll be reaching out to you this week as well, confirming all that. So shout out to Zachary. Zachary's absolutely amazing. He's been crazy busy. He's a one-man show. He's a one-person show. Does everything on his own. So shout out to ZSM Sports. They're great. Want to give a big shout out to Tail Greeter as well. Tail Greeter is absolutely amazing. Just because the tailgate doesn't stop or just because football season's over doesn't mean the tailgate doesn't stop. Download the app today on your current Apple or Android device and follow Tailgreeter on social media at TAILGREETER. If you're planning on going to Baltimore for the Week 2 game, remember that I am throwing that, okay? We got tickets to the game as well as all-you-can-eat tailgate. So I would love to see y'all there, but we really need to get these pre-sales. We have about 30 tickets left, and I'm trying to get all these pre-sold before July 15th. So if you're planning on going to the game, go. Would love to see you there, okay? So the link is in the chat. Make sure you guys do that. The Baltimore Beatdown 2022 Dolphins versus Ravens presented by Tailgreeter. Make sure you guys check it out. All right, let's go. Okay. Today is Tuesday, and you know what that means? The Miami Herald Tuesdays, the Miami Dolphins report with Daniel Oyefusi. He'll be joining us momentarily. Daniel's the host of Dolphins In-Depth podcast, as well as one of the best Dolphins beat reporters around. So we're going to talk with him today, and we're going to get into the depth chart of the Miami Dolphins. That's what we're going to talk about today. But while we're waiting for Daniel, let me say hello to everybody in the chat this morning. I like to do part of the rundown. 1, 2, 3, 4 Eps, member of 9 months. Stephen D on the road to 1 mils. I appreciate it. 1, 2, 3, 4 Eps. Thank you for being a member for 9 months, brother. Congratulations. Let's see here. We got Chef Shoes in the building. Good morning, Chef Shoe. He says, subscribe, like, share, donate, and become a member today. Your seat is waiting for you. Join the family. Marino's Goat is in the building. Shake Money. Good morning to my neighbors. It's another beautiful day in Zamunda. Love you, Shake Money. Good to see you. Concrete is in the building. Love it. Ray Love. How you doing, Ray Love? Let's see here. Good morning, fam. Raul. Good morning, Raul. Good to see you, man. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4 Eps. I already said good morning to you. Love it. Let's go. Corey Walker. Good morning, Corey. Cruz Ruiz. Hope you still have all your fingers, Cruz says. No doubt. Hopefully no Jason Pierre-Paul's happened yesterday with any of you guys. I don't know if that's a bad joke or a too soon joke. I don't know. Whatever. Jason Pierre-Paul, defensive player for the Giants and later on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Lost a couple of digits in a fireworks accident on 4th of July. What was that, like 5 years ago, 6 years ago? Yeah. So be careful with fireworks. Shake Money says best beat writer in Miami. Yes, I agree. What's up, Stephen D. Blue V1 Blue Virus? How are you, man? I only put money in things I believe in, Steven. I appreciate it, man. Bones says, good morning, Dolphins. Who else is in here? Put it in the chat. I want to say hello to you before we bring Daniel on here this morning. What did you all do? What did you all eat? Any good food did you all have for the 4th of July? Huh? Matter of fact, I will play this while we're waiting for Daniel. One of the things that I saw, which was absolutely crazy, is 4th of July always has the hot dog eating contest in Coney Island, and Joey Chestnut, who's been the man for years. I don't know if some of y'all saw this, but a protester of some sort rushed the stage and got next to Joey Chestnut, and this was wild. This was the scene. And I'll replay it. Look at Joey. Joey put my man in a headlock while crushing hot dogs. And slammed him to the ground. Absolutely crazy. I've never seen that. In all of my years, I've never seen that. Absolutely insane. We need to sign him up so he can play for the Dolphins. Because man, what a hit. What a shot. Absolutely crazy. I don't know if I'm breaking up on some of you guys. I hope I'm not. I know my internet has been acting a little crazy, funky this week. We had a big storm here in the Maryland area. A really, really bad one. And lightning struck right behind our house and blew out some people's internet boxes. I've never heard that before, but I saw the pictures yesterday of like the smoke of the internet boxes on some people's house, like I guess near where it hit. Absolutely crazy. Didn't know that was a thing. Didn't know that was something that even could be done. So if you guys have trouble this morning, I apologize. We're going to get it up and going. Hopefully we don't. It says connection is unstable. Hopefully if you guys can hear me, put it in the chat. Just want to make sure we're good before I bring on Daniel. Just want to make sure we're good. Let's see here. Big Deggy B says, hey, everybody, 14 more days until rookies report. Is it 14 more days already? Cruz Ruiz says, all good apps. Relaxed with the kids in the pool. Trucker Sean says, we're good. Ray Love says, we're good. Okay. All right. I just want to make sure. Without further ado, let's bring on the man that we're all here to see, and it's not me. It's not me by any stretch of the imagination. It's my brother from another mother, Mr. Daniel Oyefusi. What's up, man? How are you?
What's good, man? I thought both of us were going to be the ones having internet problems because my laptop been kind of iffy.
It has been.
I'm giving it one more shot this morning, but you good. You were a little blurry at first, but you cleared up.
I cleared up. All right. Well, that's good. That's good, man. Good morning, man. How was your 4th of July weekend? What'd you do?
It was good. It was chill. Didn't do much. Price is just crazy, man. Everything's expensive. So I got some ground beef. I throw it in the air fryer. I was being lazy. I could have put it in the grill.
You didn't go to anybody's barbecue?
Nah, I was just chilling, man.
Daniel.
I'm a homebody.
Daniel, you should have told me. I would have hooked you up with the Honorable Solo D, and I would have got you somewhere, man.
That would have been tough, but I'm a homebody, so I just stayed in the crib and I had some burgers, some fries, just nothing crazy.
Well, we had a little bit of everything at the place I was getting, man. I liked it. Well, dude, I love 4th of July. It's one of my favorite holidays because of the food. You get the barbecue, you get the cookouts, you get the water. I'm just saying, as a big guy, I fully support any holiday that comes with food. I mean, so Thanksgiving and 4th of July. Let's go.
I co-sign that as well. I love me some barbecues. I did something for Memorial Day. I love me some Thanksgiving. I'm with it too.
Hey, some of the people are like 1, 2, 3, 4 up says, Daniel, get a painting or a picture.
I know.
Very plain wall.
I know. I've been here for almost a year. I'm not putting nothing on the wall. I'm moving out to anyway.
He said he'll send a Ravens poster to put up Lamar Jackson.
That's funny. Nah, I've been here for almost a year. I'm about to actually move out because I gotta find another apartment. I ain't putting nothing. I don't decorate. I might get a rug or something.
We'll hang up a rug and put it in the background. Rugs are for the floor. No, they're for my background. I need to have a background. I get it. I understand it, bro. All right, man. Look, it's tough. It's the off season, right? Like, what is there to talk about? So what I wanted to do today was kind of go through the depth chart. Like, there's nothing else to really talk about on July 5th, right? Like, somebody just said, are we 14 days away from minicamp?
No, 14 days from rookies reporting.
Man, already?
I mean, it's been about 3 weeks since they let out. So, they get about 5-6 weeks, and then the rookies come, and then the vets come, and then we get the show on the road. That's when my season starts. Really, that's when that's when my season starts, because I'm gonna be at the facility, every day, 3 days and 5 days. 3 times in 5 days. That's when the work starts, really.
And again, this year you guys have a little bit more access. This year, right? You guys are getting in the locker rooms and
the locker room access probably won't start until the regular season, just because they have 90 guys in there. So that locker room is crowded. So, just with 90 guys. So if you add like 10 to 12 more reporters with cameras, it gets really hectic. So locker room access probably won't be till regular season starts.
Well, look, man, let's kind of jump into it, because I feel like this is the best thing to talk about. I was like, what do I talk about with the best beat writer on the planet? And I was like, well, let me go ahead and let's do depth chart. Because I believe, for me, I think it's going to come down to 3 positions that are going to probably decide the end of that 53-man roster. And that's going to be wide receivers, running backs, and tight ends. Do you think that sounds about right?
Yeah, I believe that sounds about right.
Okay, so let's kind of go through the wide receiver. I'll go through everything, and then we'll figure out where you want to start at. So wide receivers, we have Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill, obviously. Cedric Wilson, Eric Eazy-E. We got Trent Sherfield, Lynn Bowden, Preston Williams, Cody Core, River Craycraft, Braylon Sanders.
Yeah.
That rounds out your wide receivers.
Yes, sir.
And also Devontae Dedman. I don't want to forget him either.
Yep.
All right, tight end wise, Mike Gesicki, Durham Smythe, Adam Shaheen, Hunter Long, Ethan Carter, and Tanner Connor.
But he's more fullback, but yeah, fullback tight end.
Well, then let me go to the running backs: Chase Edmonds, Sony Michel, Raheem Mostert, Miles Gaskins, Salvin Ahmad, Zaquandre White, Jared Dokes, Alec Ingold, John Lovett.
Yeah.
Okay, now let's just say, for the sake of this conversation, I believe, just based on it, we're probably before. I'm sure it'll change maybe after this conversation, but let's talk about it. So from the beginning, so I think we keep 4 to 5 running backs. I think we keep 3, maybe 4 tight ends, and then the rest go to the wide receivers, which I'll say 6 to 7 wide receivers. 8 maybe. I feel like 8 is a stretch. All right. So at minimum, that's 9. That's 12 to 15 spots between those positions on the 53-man roster.
Okay.
Right. So that's the difference between, maybe a rookie at some other defensive position or, somebody that's at the end of the bench. So let's get into, where do you want to start at? Wide receivers, running backs, or tight ends?
We can start at running back.
So running back, let's say who, obviously, I believe Chase Edmonds obviously is on the roster already.
Yeah.
I believe him coming over from Arizona. I'm so excited. Out of all the people we actually talk about, he probably excites me the most because of the offensive scheme that Coach McDaniel's implementing. Yeah. Right? Like, he's going to get catches out of the backfield. He's going to get, touches as RB. Like, what do you see from him this year? What makes you excited about Chase Edmonds?
Well, the thing is, he played at a similar offense back in Arizona with Cliff Kingsbury. It was, it was a lot more shotgun, but they were still doing a lot of inside zone. So he has familiarity with the inside zone, and I'm sure he will quickly catch on to the outside zone. But like you said, I think that, I wrote about it. I've been doing kind of a AFC East positional previews, kind of like ranking each position group and just my thoughts on them. And I wrote that I think that Edmonds probably has the best combination of the running and the catching ability. The one thing on him is he's never really had like that number one workload. But the thing is, in this offense, he's probably not going to have that. Obviously, I think his carries and his touches is going to increase a little bit more. And it's going to be interesting to see how the efficiency changes. But again, I think he kind of has like the best kind of, skill set of any running back in this group. So yeah, like I said, he was never a lead back in Arizona. He put nice numbers as kind of like the number 2 guy. But now he's kind of I think he's going to get an opportunity to kind of be that number 1 guy.
It's funny because I've said for a few weeks now, I don't think there's a true RB1 on our team. But I think if I had to guess who's going to get the most productivity out of the running back group, I think it'll be Chase Edmonds. I think we agree on that.
Yeah. Just because, you also had to factor in, Mostert is coming back from the knee injury. I'm not sure if he plays in the preseason. The way that they're talking about him, they're like, we just want him to be ready for week 1. And if he's ready for week 1, he doesn't really have that ramp up period. Maybe they just try to ease him in the first month of the season. But Sony Michel is going to get his carries. And then, it kind of depends on what happens after that. Whether do they keep a 4th running back, and if so, I don't know. I guess the big wild card is Raheem Mostert, because if Mostert is ready to
could he start the season on the PUP list? Maybe.
I don't think that it's in the Dolphins' plans, because the way McDaniel has spoken about him is he literally said, he's not going to be out here during the offseason workouts, but our plan is to have him ready for week 1. And McDaniel said there hasn't been any setbacks with any of those guys rehabbing. So I think that their hope is that he's ready and on the active roster and ready to play week 1. But again, I think that's probably like the one wild card. Like, if for some reason he's not ready and he has to start on PUP or whatever, they're definitely going to keep another running back on the 53-man, on the original 53-man roster. If Mostert is ready to go, you have a lot of flexibility where you can just keep 3 running backs, and then you can keep an extra running back or 2 on the practice squad, and then you have that game day flexibility instead of carrying 4 running backs and one position is less. It's kind of a little lighter on a week to week basis.
All right, well then, all right, so that goes. So we kind of talked about Raheem. Then Sony Michel is probably that 3rd running back, or is it Gaskin? Because Gaskin's been the RB1 here for the past 2 years.
Yeah, but I mean, this is a new coach, new head coach, new offensive coordinator, new scheme. So all that kind of goes out the window. That goes all out the window, despite what the past production may say. I mean, right now, I kind of did like my own little breakdown. A couple weeks ago, a couple months ago, once like the roster really took form, and I mean, I have Edmonds, Mostert, Michel, and Ingold as locks. We talked about it before, just with the timing of the Michel signing. That just leads me to believe that he's a guy that they expect to have on the roster week 1 and to contribute. I mean, my on the bubble guys are Zaquandre Wright, Ahmed, Myles Gaskin, and Jared Dokes. I mean, those guys are. It's kind of like if they do decide to keep 4. I mean, that's the big question: are they planning on keeping 4? And if they are, I think all those guys are competing for one spot.
I totally agree with that. So all right, so that puts. So you're saying Chase Edmonds, Raheem Mostert, Sony Michel, or Alec and
Alec Ingold, because he's a fullback, so I kind of lump him in that group.
I put him in the running back room. By the way. So I put them all together,
and that's why I think it's going to be. That's why I think barring Raheem Mostert's recovery from his knee injury, it's going to be 3 because you have an extra fullback. I mean, it depends on how they view it. I mean, I'm not in the meeting rooms. I'm not in McDaniel's head to see how he is kind of rationalizing it, but I kind of view Ingold. I either view Ingold as an extra tight end or as our extra running back. So whichever way you put it, there's going to be one less. Like what you think, there's one less spot at that position than you think. That's how I view it.
So to go back to your last statement, your previous statement, Myles Gaskin, Salvin Ahmed, Zaquandre Wright, Jared Dokes, and John Lovett.
Yeah, I mean, I love it as a long shot. I mean, right now he's more of a camp body to me, just based off what I've seen, what I've seen during offseason workout programs, and just knowing that he's a fullback and they already have their fullback set. I mean, Ingold is another guy who, I think he had a knee tear, he had a torn knee ligament. I think it was late in the season, and I haven't seen him at all. So that's another wild card. I mean, again, I'm assuming that these
Ingold, the number 2 fullback in the NFL, you're saying is
no. I'm saying I'm not sure what's going on with his health because he didn't do anything.
Oh, so he could also start out the season maybe on the PUP list or something like that.
Again, I think the hope is that because the thing is the Dolphins didn't have of all of the returning players, the Dolphins didn't have any major injuries. Some of the guys like Armstead, Ingold, Mostert dealt with stuff the previous season. That led them to not participate in OTAs and minicamp. We don't have any we don't have any timeline for these guys. They're just saying that, we're planning to have them back at training camp where, I mean, in the case of Mostert, their plan is to have him back by week 1. So that kind of tells you, I mean, if they want to,
that also tells you we'll get to see some guys in the preseason that might not be on this team come week 1.
Most definitely. Again, in the case of Mostert, they said that plan is to have him week 1. I think that's the time. The wording is telling, because in the case of Armstead, he said, "I'm gonna be ready to go training camp." That the plan is to be ready to go training camp. Ingram, he was like, "My plan is to be ready to go training camp." Obviously, he's not more injury, but more conditioning and whatnot. But yeah, I mean, I'm assuming that Ingold's injury isn't so severe to the point where they think his regular season availability is in jeopardy. And just because I believe that's the case, I don't think a guy like Lovett. I think he's more a long
camp body. Yeah. All right. Well, then let me ask you a question, because everybody that I talk to, a lot of the fan base loves the idea of Zaquandre White. And my thought is here, from what I'm hearing from you, is a lot of these starters or potential people that will be on the roster might not see the beginning of preseason. And so now these guys are going to get carries, which means that the rest of the NFL is going to be able to see these guys in action, which means it's going to be very tough to hide them on the practice squad because people are going to see this, right? So what is Zaquandre Wright? I think is such a big wild card because a lot of people like what he might have or what he might be able to bring to the table. What are your thoughts about Zaquandre White?
Yeah, I think McDaniel put it best where he said, it's tough on any undrafted rookie to kind of come in and like make their name be known and really take a spot. Like if you're an undrafted rookie, you really have to like earn that spot. Like if you earn a 53-man roster spot, like you really took it. So it's tough for any undrafted rookie to do that, but I guess it's a little easier for running backs to kind of to be noticed because they're getting the ball a lot more than say like a wide receiver, or a tight end, or obviously like offensive lineman. Trench guys are not touching the ball. I thought he looked good in the offseason workout programs, but a lot changes once you put on pads in training camp, and even more changes once you actually get into a game. You make a good point that I think that well first I'm gonna back up and preface my comments by saying I think that's going to be interesting to see how McDaniel handles the preseason, because this is a new offensive scheme. I think that if I'm just had to guess, I think that again, like we won't see a lot of these guys in the preseason as much as you might think, because they have those 2 pairs of joint practices. So they're going to get they'll get
a lot of playing time from the coach's eyes outside of the games.
Exactly. So you get those 2 days of joint practices. You rest a lot of your starters play, a couple series, a quarter, maybe they play a half, like we saw in the second preseason game last year. But outside of that, a lot of these vets, we probably won't see them. Like we probably won't see X a lot. Probably won't see Byron Jones a lot. Probably won't see Teron Armstead a lot But yeah, I think that that does open an opportunity for Zaquandre Wright. Again, he's an undrafted rookie, so I'm not coming in with like these big grand expectations. I mean, there's 3 running backs that are definitely ahead of him on the roster right now, but he's definitely going to get an opportunity, and that's kind of the risk.
Is McDaniel a coach that you could see that, let's say Zaquandre Wright in those practices against the other teams shows out, balls out, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, if I play him in the regular games, NFL teams are going to want him. So is it something maybe where he doesn't play him a lot in the preseason so that there's not as much game film on him? That he are we getting that much in detail with McDaniel that's something you could see from him?
Unless McDaniel thinks that like Zaquandre Wright, like the next Terrell Davis or something like that. I mean, I don't know. I think again, somebody's got to take the carries. I mean, again, I think that
Gerard Dokes, Salvin Ahmed, and Myles Gaskins, and John Levitt, I think, are the 4 guys you'll see in the preseason.
Levitt's a fullback, but I think Zaquandre Wright's going to get it. I mean, because you got to see these guys in real reps too. I mean, they know what they're getting in Edmonds, Mostert, and Sony Michel, and to an extent, they know what they're getting with Gaskin and Ahmed. So I mean, you do have to get these young guys some like a real live carries. You got to get them some real NFL
experience.
Carries, exactly. So I mean, you can't hide these guys. Some of these guys have to play at the end of the day. But again, I mean, that's the interesting. It's interesting to see how he plays and whether he really does try to really start to make a push again. If they keep that 4th spot, I keep on saying, I think Mostert is kind of like the wild card in the numbers game right there, because if they don't feel comfortable with where he's at in terms of preparation for week 1, yes, they're definitely going to keep a 4th running back. But if not, me personally, I don't see the value in keeping a 4th running back when you have other spots that have competition too.
Ultimately, if Mostert is on the active list come week 1, you see Chase Edmonds, Sony Michel, Raheem Mostert, and no 4th running back, and Alec Ingle being that 4th guy.
Correct. And then if you can keep a Zaquandre Wright on the practice squad, because it's 16 guys again. So if you can, you keep him. If it works, if it's possible to keep Gaskin or Ahmed on the practice squad, maybe you do keep another one of those guys, because you can keep some veterans, some more veterans.
Well, that was my file up. Could you get something for Gaskin? Is he trade do you think he has trade value on the market?
Not really.
I don't think so.
I think you could probably find a number of guys on the waiver wire that can produce some early to Gaskin, especially in a scheme like this, where we've seen, them kind of just plug and play running backs.
Mm-hmm.
Probably not a guy like Gaskin.
Okay. All right. Before we get on to the tight ends, because that's where we're going next, Scott Ballas with the $10 donation. Shout out for Scott with the $10 donation. He said, Ask Daniel, #AskDaniel. Are players still allowed to use the facilities, even if not officially part of scheduled training? Could Tua and Hill just get together, use the field or equipment or weight room?
I believe so. I mean, that place is open to them. like pretty much all the time. Like you hear about guys getting there like 6 in the morning, you know, leaving late at night. And yeah, I mean that they have access to the facility. Obviously, I think for the most part, guys kind of try to stay away from the facility during this time of the year. If they do work out, maybe they work out at another gym, another area, you know, another place, just so, you know, they can kind of get a little reprieve from the facility. But yeah, man, as far as I understand, I mean, that place is open to them. I'm sure there's a lot of coaches in there too as well that have still been putting in work during this time.
Miami Sports Music's #1 Miami fan morning show, the Miami Herald Miami Dolphins report with Daniel Oyefusi, the #1 beat writer in the land as far as we're concerned. All right, let's go on to the tight ends, Daniel. So Mike Gesicki, Durham Smythe, Adam Shaheen, Hunter Long, Ceaston Carter. All right, so let me kind of tell you, before we signed Gesicki to the franchise tag, I was under the impression, or I was of the mindset, that maybe we don't re-sign Gesicki, or maybe we don't sign him to the franchise tag because we have depth at the tight end. Now, let me put something out there. I don't think anybody has as much talent as Gesicki at the tight end on this roster, but we have quality players. And one of the things that I would have seen, at least from a McDaniel offense, is George Kittle, who was the tight end in San Francisco, was very good at blocking. And that's been one of Gesicki's weaknesses, I guess is a good way. I don't want to say, you know, he has an outright weakness, but that's been one of the things that needs improvement if he had to have a report card. What do you see from the tight end room? What sticks out for you? And let's start out with Gesicki and where he might fit into this Mike McDaniel offense.
Yeah, I think that just like last year, there's a lot of diversity in skill set. I mean, you have a guy in Gesicki who's like a real move tight end. You know, you can flank him out wide. You can put him in the slot. You can do a lot of things with him. I think Durham Smythe is probably the best combination of, you know, having the inline blocking skills and the catching ability. We have a wild card who, I mean, I labeled him a wild card in Herald Long, who was one of the best college football tight ends in college football, you know, the year before he came out. And even you have a guy like Adam Shaheen, who, you know, is serviceable and is proven. So it's going to be interesting. I think that because they in previous years, San Francisco did a lot of 12 personnel, which is, you know, 1 running back, 2 tight end, a lot of 2 tight end sets. I think that I think that there's a lot of possibilities for some really, really unique stuff. Kind of similar to what we saw last year. A lot of times when they would flank out Gesicki, it's like you can run, you know, 12 personnel where you have two wide receivers, 2 tight ends, but, you know, Gesicki's not in line. Gesicki is flanked out. Maybe Gesicki is out wide, and you have like Tyreek Hill in the slot with him, and you have Waddle flanked out. So I think that you know, that's the big question. You know, when they hired McDaniel, was like, does that mean Gesicki's not going to be here? And I just want to make a quick note that next Friday, not this Friday, but next Friday is the official deadline for the Dolphins. And Mike Gesicki will come to an agreement on a long-term deal before he has to play the season out on the franchise tag. There really hasn't been any rumblings about any progress there. I'm not saying that there isn't any progress. That's just something to note, that next Friday, the 15th, is the deadline for them to come to an agreement, or he has to play the season on the franchise.
What do you think is going to happen?
I mean, I don't know, man. You know, they say that deadlines kind of like rush people, but I just feel like, I mean, this is something that definitely, I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of in the mindset. It's like, when you want to make something work, you make it work. And maybe they make it work in the next 10 days, but I think it's telling that, you know, there was a guy that they drafted, you know, I believe it was a 3rd round or so a couple years back. You know, they had several months. It was clear through, you know, the way that Chris Greer kind of spoke about it, that they kind of knew they were going to give him the franchise tag. Gesicki has not given any inkling. You know, we've asked him about it when they first came back to the facility. I don't know. Maybe they get something done in 10 days, but if I had to put my money on it, I'd probably say no.
Okay. All right. So one of the things that I said is, if they didn't re-sign Gesicki, right, which they did, obviously, is that Durham Smythe was going to have a big year. And I want to put this on record that I think Durham Smythe's could potentially be, like, I love this kid. I love this kid. There's not too much. I think he blocks well. He catches well. He's big. Like, I like Durham Smythe a lot. Durham Smythe, do you think he's the number 2, or is it Hunter Long?
I think Durham's number 2, but we could see. I mean, again, Hunter Long's a wild card. If he and he got some good reps. He got some good reps in OTAs. You know, I don't want to like pencil anybody in after Gesicki, because I do think that Gesicki, they're definitely going to have a role for Gesicki, and he's going to get a lot of snaps. He's going to be their top tight end. But after that, I mean, you just never know. I do think that, and again, in my kind of roster projection, I put Gesicki, Smythe, and Hunter Long as 3 locks to make the roster. And then after that, I think Ethan Carter and Adam Shaheen are kind of like bubble guys where it could be a numbers game. I think that Ethan Carter has helped because he's played a big role on special teams. And that's what a lot of these final spots come down to. So it's like, again, I think that, kind of somehow how a lot of the conversations that are had when you get down to those final spots are, it's like, all right, we got a wide receiver, we got a running back. It's like we got a wide receiver that we really like. He's very dynamic, but maybe, we don't have a role for him on special teams. We got a running back who, he's not really going to get a lot of carries. Can he play some special teams? And it's like, all right, we have this tight end who, again, he's probably not going to see a lot of offensive snaps, but we have a defined role for him on special teams. And he can, that if we give him this roster spot, he's going to contribute to our roster on Sundays. So that's like kind of some of the conversations that they had. And I do think that, that could open an opportunity for Ethan Carter to get like a 4th tight end spot. But again, it's a different head coach. It's a different, coaching staff. So it's going to be interesting. I mean, really what I'm looking for is like when they first released the 53-man roster, I'm looking at like how many players do they keep at various spots, because, that gives us a look into their mind of how McDaniel really wants to construct this roster.
It's funny you say that. I think Adam Shaheen, by the way, is the odd man out of the tight end group. I don't see him having a role on this team. But what I will say is I look at somebody like Ethan Carter, and my question to you is, I agree. I think the special teams are going to play such a big role in this preseason. As a fan, am I looking for who gets the most tackles, or is it even more to it than that from a standpoint of, did they follow their blocking assignment on special teams? Did they run in a straight line down the field? Like, what am I looking for some of these bubble guys on special teams? Am I looking for tackles?
I mean, it's both of those things. I mean, you want to see guys who execute, the play or execute the game plan as set forth. Because, again, it's like roster spots are so, like, there's only so many roster spots up for grabs on each NFL team. It's like the littlest thing can move you off the bubble, or kind of have somebody kind of cross off and be like, we can't trust this guy on game day. So again, it is like kind of just doing your role and doing that. But then again, you want to see guys who pop and make plays and who make their presence known. I think with Carter, it's one of those situations where we know we know what we're getting. I mean, Danny Crossman is still around. He's seen.
He'll fight to keep him on the roster.
I'm sure he will. And again, it's going to be kind of one of those numbers games where, I think that the selling point is going to be like, hey, this guy's not going to get a lot of reps on offense, but he's one of our core special team guys. And, especially after they lost like a guy like Mac Hollins. I think they may have lost another special team, or maybe there is kind of a feeling or a desire to keep him. But again, that's one of those. That's what it kind of comes down to. But they already know what they have in him. So it's, again, I think with him, it might just be a numbers game. Like, hey, is it worth keeping him over maybe this other player that we really like?
So 3 and possibly 4 with Ethan if special teams ends up being the guy.
That's what I think. Okay. Yeah, that's what I think.
Well,
and then keep in mind again, this is where it gets tricky, because Alec Ingold can do a lot of that. I mean, the tight ends are going to be asked to do stuff that fullbacks do. Fullback going to be asked to do some stuff. You might see them kind of move out Ingold, where he's in maybe in the backfield, but then he motions
out
to an inline tight end or out. Yeah,
that's interesting too. I don't think I put that into my, because here's the thing. I'm trying to think about San Fran and their fullback. Like, who was there a main fullback in San Fran?
It was Kyle Juszczyk. Kyle Juszczyk, yeah.
Yep. And so with Juszczyk, who, yeah, I mean, come on, he played in Baltimore for a while, right?
Yeah.
Well, I wonder what his production was there.
He got significant snaps. I mean, I can look it up real quick, but I mean, he was on the field a lot, and that's why you saw a lot of the 21 personnel too, where they had 2 running backs to be a fullback was the extra back. But now he saw like I think over like half the offensive snaps.
He had 30 receptions last year for 296 yards and 1 touchdown.
But the snap count though is what I'm really looking at, because I mean he's gonna play a pivot. I mean they're gonna have a fullback on. They're gonna have a fullback on extra tight end on the field a lot. So Juszczyk played 56% of the offensive.
Wow.
I mean he's gonna be on the field a lot.
So Alec Ingold sounds like he's gonna get a lot of playing time then.
Not most definitely. I mean this is Juszczyk's snap count by percentage since 2017 when he went to San Francisco. 41%, 63%. 49%, 43%, 56%. And some of these years he was kind of hurt, but still, I mean
so he essentially plays 50% of the time on the field.
Yeah. So you're gonna see Ingold a lot if the prior history is any indication.
Does it say on your thing? Does it say where he lined up as a lot?
I could find that on another site, but I mean, they moved just because I know how they use Juszczyk in Baltimore. I know how they use him in San Francisco. They moved him a lot, so you might see him at the beginning of the.
That would be a good tweet for later. Like say, hey, look, Kyle Juszczyk played 25% of his snaps from tight end. Be on the lookout for Alec Ingold. I'd be interested to know that.
I could definitely look that up. But they're gonna just knowing how they use that position, they're gonna move him a lot. You're gonna see Ingold out wide and motion him back to kind of get a read on the defense. You're going to see him in motion as well. You're going to see Ingold is not going to get a ton of carries. He might get some receptions, but he's going to be a key part of the offense for sure.
Now, this is a great transition, Daniel. We can go to the wide receivers now, because one of the things that we saw a lot in San Francisco was a gentleman by the name of Deebo Samuel, who caught a lot of passes out of the backfield, took snaps out of the backfield, took snaps at slot, took snaps at wide receiver. Like, he played everywhere on that. And it sounds like Tyreek Hill is going to be that guy for us. So we're going to go to the wide receiver room now. Would you say that from a productivity standpoint, it is very plausible that Tyreek Hill has maybe his best productivity year this year because of the offense that will be designed for him, even though he's played with, okay, all right. No. Tell me what you think about Tyreek this year with Waddle, because I think Waddle plays an impact into his productivity too.
I mean, in Kansas City, it was a clear, Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce. And they threw the ball a lot. I mean, Andy Reid loves to throw the ball. I mean, Tyreek Hill had 159 targets last year. He's not going to have 159 targets this season. I think he's going to be closer to around, maybe like the 120 range. I mean, just knowing and guessing how much they're going to be running the ball as well, too.
Miami has more weapons than Kansas City ever had.
I don't know if I'd say that.
You just said it yourself. You just said Kelce and Tyreek Hill was their offense.
There was a clear hierarchy in terms of we're going to feed them the ball. I mean, maybe more options just in terms of guys that are around. I mean, I think that there was a clear hierarchy in Kansas City, and I guess maybe while we know that Tyreek Hill is going to be kind of like wide receiver 1 or maybe 1A, if you want to put it that way. There are other guys on the field who could get the ball, whether that's Cedric Wilson or Mike Gesicki or whatnot. But I just don't think that he's gonna have the amount of targets that he got in Kansas City, because they're gonna be more run oriented. I think that he is gonna be a key part of the offense. Obviously, he's gonna get his targets. He's gonna, they're gonna find creative ways to not only get him the ball, but get Waddle the ball. Get Raheem Mostert the ball, and he's going to be a key part. I mean, again, we talk about the Deebo Samuel stuff. Yeah, they'll probably have that wrinkle. I mean, they did that stuff with him in Kansas City where they had him take carries out of the backfield. So they'll find a bunch of creative ways for him to get the ball. I mean, I have no doubt about that.
All right. So one of the things I did say is that Waddle's receptions would come down this year because there's just so many weapons within this offense. I don't think he has as many receptions this year as he did last year. Do you agree? Do you disagree?
Yeah, I agree. I think that again, I mean, he was a top targeted player on the team. That probably changes. I mean, maybe he still gets, he's still a top targeted player, but I don't know. I just don't see as many receptions because I think that they're going to be throwing it a little more downfield. So with an increased average depth of target, maybe he doesn't catch as many passes. But I think he's going to have a more efficient season. He's going to have more dynamic plays. So maybe it's not 105 catches or however many catches he had. Maybe it's 85. But instead of just barely grazing 1,000 yards, he goes for like 1,200, 1,300. And if you have something like that, if you get the yards per catch up, if you get the yards after catch up, that's a good thing. That's an improvement. Maybe he doesn't have as many catches, but he's producing more off the catches that he gets.
All right. So Waddle and Tyreek are gimmies. We're not even really need to go into it. Cedric Wilson, Eazy-E, Trent Sherfield, and Lynn Bowden, and Preston Williams.
Yeah.
I think those are the guys that I think, and don't get me wrong, we still got Braylon Sanders, Cody Core, River Craycraft, who, by the way, there is a minority of this fan base. I don't want to say majority, but there is a small group of fans that love River Craycraft. Devontae Dedman as well. Just tell me where you see this depth chart 3 through 5, 3 through 7.
Well, I think that there's a clear 4 that are going to be locks come August. Hill, Waddle, Hilton, as you call them, are 4 guys that are just going to be on the roster. And then you're fighting on. I mean, do I see them keeping?
Who's the 4th?
Ezukama is the 4th. Maybe he's not 4th on the depth chart, but he's going to be on the roster.
I agree.
I don't see them cutting a 4th round pick. And then you have, I mean, I don't know. Are they going to keep 4 wide receivers?
We got to remember. Trent Sherfield was the very first signing of them.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I mean, in today's modern NFL, I mean, you don't see a lot of teams just keeping 4 wide receivers going into the season. I think Sherfield obviously has special teams capabilities.
Yep.
I think Craycraft has special teams ability.
So there's 5. There's 5 with Sherfield. We got to think that Sherfield's in. So now it goes to Lynn Bowden, Preston Williams, River Craycraft. Who's getting that 5th spot?
I think Craycraft is on the bubble, but I think he's probably on the right side of the bubble right now. Again,
because of special teams.
I mean, and that's McDaniel's guy. I mean, he knows him. I mean, actually, it was Craycraft. That was the first signing back in February.
I thought it was Sherfield, but Sherfield was right there with
him.
No,
they signed Sherfield like the first week of free agency, but they signed Craycraft back in February before free agency picked up.
So let's say do both of those guys make the roster?
I think I really do. I really think there's a shot. I really do.
So that means longtime Dolphin Lynn Bowden and Preston Williams probably not on the roster come week.
Or they're fighting for a final spot. I mean, do they keep 7? Again, when you get down to that part of the depth chart and roster decisions, it's like, can they contribute on special teams? I do think that Bowden and Preston Williams do offer potential abilities as returners, but if they're not going to be an integral part of the offense, that becomes the question. Is that special teams ability worth keeping them as a wide receiver 6 or a wide receiver 7, or even a wide receiver 5? I think both of them had some good moments in offseason workouts. But again, it really does become a numbers game. It's tough. I mean, they do kind of have a surplus at wide receiver if you're counting Sherfield and Craycraft as strong likelihoods to make the roster, which I do.
All right, so you have Waddle, Hill, Cedric Wilson, Eazy-E, guaranteed, and then you got to think Sherfield and Craycraft are very, very likely due to their relationship with
McDaniel and Wes Welker and their special teams capabilities.
All right, so that would be 5-6 if they
Again, this is a new coaching staff, so these guys don't they don't have any.
they want their own guys. I
They
get
don't have
that.
loyalty to Preston Williams. I mean, everyone kept on talking about Lynn Bowden as a potential Debo Samuel guy, and the first time we asked McDaniel about Lynn Bowden, he was like, "Hey, I mean, he definitely has an interesting skill set, but he's got to get on the field, and I got to see something before we even start talking about him." So again, it's a new coaching
So
staff.
do you think they go? So with Sherfield and Craycraft, that's 6.
Yeah.
Do you think they keep 6 or 7?
I mean, if the 7th guy can play special teams, yeah. But if he's just like a guy like, I mean, it's tough. It's 53 guys on the roster, but that's really not a lot when you start breaking down all the positions. I don't see them keeping a 6-7 spot on a guy who's not contributing on special teams and it's going to be inactive, unless it's maybe like Ezukama, and it's like, all right, well, we like Ezukama, we can't cut a 4th-round pick. He's going to be inactive on game days until he gets up to speed. But for a veteran who's not contributing on special teams, I don't see it.
I have a very difficult time of letting go of Lynn Bowden because
they don't have any. I mean, it's like I said, they don't have any loyalty to Lynn Bowden. It's been 3 years. I like him. I think he's a talented guy. Maybe I'm wrong and they do keep him. Maybe I don't know. But it's like he's gonna have to earn it in training camp and in the preseason. I mean, he's a guy that's probably gonna get a lot of snaps in preseason because we're probably not gonna see any, and probably gonna see very little of Hill. Probably going to see very little of Waddle. We're probably going to see very little of Wilson. So I think, Ezukama, Preston Williams, Lynn Bowden, those guys are really going to have – those guys are going to get a lot of reps in preseason.
All right, so to kind of reiterate what we've talked about, we think 6 wide receivers, 4 tight ends, and 4 running backs. That includes Alec Ingold.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's 8. That's 14 spots from those 3 positions. Maybe 15. Maybe 15. Because you have to think that it's weird. Like, just looking at it, you're like, there's going to be 2 or 3 talented guys that do not make this team.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that the Dolphins have been in that spot in some time, but that's a credit to the roster that they built.
No doubt, I agree. And just to kind of to go back over Edmonds, Sony Michel, Raheem Mostert, right, and Alec Ingold at the backfield, and the tight end room: Mike Gesicki, Durham Smythe, Hunter Long, and Cethan Carter because of his special teams ability, and the wide receiver room, we got Waddle, Hill, Cedric Wilson 3, Easy E 4, Trent Sherfield 5, and River Craycraft 6.
It's perfect. It's perfect from a numbers point too, because they're going to keep 2 quarterbacks. So that it's not put us at.
Oh, don't hurt those Skylar Thompson fans, Daniel.
Man, I like Skylar, but the game is the game. So that gives them 16, and then they're gonna keep 9 offensive linemen. So that's perfect. So you get 25 on Reggie. Chris Greer got to put me in the front office, man, because I'm breaking it down. So that's 25 guys on offense, and you keep 25 guys on defense, and you got your 3 specialists. That's 53. So that works out perfectly.
Well, speaking of Chris Greer, big breaking news in the world of sports. His brother, Mike Greer, is set to be announced as the new general manager of the NHL San Jose Sharks. First black GM in the history of the NHL. Shout out to Mike Greer. Shout out to the Greer family. First sets of brothers to ever have be GMs in 2 different sports, professional teams. That's awesome, isn't it?
Yeah. That's really cool. And I'm not sure if a lot of people know, but their father was also a very influential executive, I believe, with the Patriots. So yeah, it definitely runs in the family. Congrats to them.
That's awesome. When I saw that this morning, I was like, that's crazy. I know A, didn't know he had a brother, but B, I think it's really cool, breaking down barriers, breaking down just that family's taking over. Shout out to the Greers. They're doing big things over there. That family's over there taking over sports. And Yeah, I like it. And San Jose Sharks. Shout out. I just think that's cool, man. It's really, really cool.
No, it was definitely.
All right. So what I want to do real quick, because you brought it up, you said 9 offensive linemen.
Yeah.
All right. Well, since we're here, we got a few more minutes. Let's break that down real quick. Okay, because then we'll just get the 25 out of the way on the offense, and next week we'll do defense. That's what we'll do. Let's go with center. We'll go. All right. So actually, we'll just go break it down. T. Stead, Liam Eichenberg,
Yep.
Connor Williams, Robert Hunt,
Yep.
Austin Jackson.
So that's your 5. That's your starting 5.
Okay, and that means there's 4 more. All right. So that's Robert Jones.
Yeah, he'll probably be your swing tackle. So you
Dieter.
Yeah, I guess he's in a weird spot, but I guess he's kind of your utility guy where it's like you can put him at any guard spot, you can put him at center. If you're really stretched, you could probably throw him at tackle. Probably not best case scenario, but if you get to that point. So that's 7.
That's 7. Solomon Kinley is 8.
I'm not sure.
Who do you have over Kinley?
See, that's where it gets tough, and I do not.
All right, so let's break it. So all right, so 7. We had Dieter at 7. So that leaves 2 other spots. So we got Larnell Coleman, Cole Bantwer, Adam Pankey, and Keon Smith.
Well, there's some undrafted guys as well, and I think that those
Blaise Andres and Kellen
Deesh. Yep. Those their final spot. There are 2 or so spots on the offensive line at the back end that are definitely up for grabs. And after Robert Jones and maybe Dieter, I'm not penciling anybody in.
So that leaves I didn't
like what I saw.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people for 2 slots.
Yeah, it's gonna be It's not glamorous, but yeah, there are definitely some spots open at the end of that roster at the offensive line. By no means is that locked up.
Do you think that this could be one of the best potentially be one of the best offensive lines the Dolphins have seen in the last 10, 15 years? Or am I just stating that as a fan because I want that to be true and I finally want the offensive line to have some consistency there?
I think that they had some solid offensive lines, with Pouncey and Long, and I think that the big question, again, I wrote about this recently. I think that they did well to add some veterans to the mix, but there's still a lot of questions. And the more the offseason workout programs went, the more the offensive line, I was just getting concerned. And I hate to say I was getting concerned because Armstead's still not in the mix. But you still have 3 major question marks on the offensive line, and that's not good.
And what is that?
Left guard, center, and right tackle are the legitimate questions that have not been answered. Connor Williams, I know he was a really solid offensive lineman. He was a really solid left guard. He has not played a regular season snap at center in the NFL. No. Whichever way you want to shake it, whichever way you want to rationalize it, I have not seen him play center. So anything I say about him is a projection. I just don't know. Until Liam Eichenberg and Austin Jackson prove me otherwise, my opinion on them is what I've seen on film. Does Mike McDaniel, Frank Smith, and Matt Applebaum change that? That's TBD. If they get them to play to a league average level, which would honestly be I think a vast improvement from last year. All right, it's a respectable offensive line. If Armstead is healthy for 17 games, it could be a solid offensive line. But I'm not expecting them to look like, the Cowboys of, some years ago. And, there's some question marks on the offensive line. We'd be kind of naive to just assume that this is going to be like a top 10 unit this year. 17
or 16 mil left in cap room. There's going to be some free agent cut or some potential cuts coming the end of training camp. come the end of the preseason, should Dolphins fans maybe be looking at veteran offensive linemen on other teams as potential people that could get signed here at the end of the preseason?
Potentially, I think that they're definitely going to give those young guys every opportunity to improve in that system. If we see maybe some, I will say, if there's anybody who's like a incumbent who I think might get a lot of run in preseason, I would say it's probably a guy like Eichenberg, a guy like Austin Jackson. Maybe they get a little more extended time. Maybe the offensive line gets some extended time because they really want to work on that unit. But
I feel like Connor Williams is going to see a lot in the preseason. I do.
I think he should. Again, I mean, he's played the spot, I think, in training camp. I'm not sure if in a preseason game, but again, like, we just don't know what it's going to look like in a regular season game. So I think the more reps, the better. If it's not looking pretty, and it'll be easy to tell very quickly, there is that potential. But I think that they definitely want to make it work with the young guys. I mean, there's a reason why they didn't.
I forgot Greg Little. I didn't say Greg Little.
Yeah, I mean I totally
forgot him.
He's a recent high draft pick, but I think Coleman. I think it's tough because Armstead wasn't participating in off-season workouts, so I think that.
So out of the offensive line sounds like it has the most question marks, has the most opportunities for slots and people to make that team, and there's the last 3 or 4 slots positions on the O-line. I mean, there's 7 people potentially for 3 spots. So there's a lot of opportunities to make this team on the O-line.
No, most definitely. I mean, if I had to kind of put like a clubhouse leader, maybe it could change in the next couple of weeks. But I think Coleman, I think they definitely gave Coleman some good run in off-season workouts. So he's a guy who, left tackle, right tackle, could be like a swing guy. Robert Jones, I mean, I think that they like him. And then after that, again, you have those undrafted guys who might sneak in. I mean, we saw that last year. But yeah, definitely a lot of spots.
All right, so 25 guys on the offense. Let's just go ahead and put this out there. We got Alec Ingold, 1, Chase Edmonds, 2, Sony Michel, 3, Raheem Mostert, 4, and Mike Gesicki, 5, Durham Smythe, 6, Hunter Long, 7, Ethan Carter, 8, Jalen Waddle, 9, Tyreek Hill, 10, Cedric Wilson, 11, Eric Easy 12, Sherfield, 13, Craig Kraft, 14.
And you got Tua Bridgewater, 15, 16.
Okay. Armstead, 17. Eichenberg, 19. Right? Help me out. Make sure I'm doing this math right here.
I think it's skipped over 18. Yeah. 18.
Eichenberg, 19. Connor Williams, 20. Robert Hunt, 21. Austin Jackson, 22.
You skip over a number or not?
Did I skip over a number, people? I think let's. I think I'm good. I don't think I skipped over a number.
You said Eichenberg's 18 or 19.
See, you're hurting me now. I don't know.
Eichenberg's 18, but my bad.
Eichenberg 18. Connor Williams 19. Robert Hunt 20. Austin Jackson 21.
So now we got four spots for the backups. So I'm gonna give it to
Dieter.
This is my guess. I'm gonna give it to Dieter
22.
Larno Coleman
23.
Robert Jones
24.
You said he's at 24.
Yep, we need one more.
I'll give it to one of the undrafted guys. I'll just take I guess that's maybe like my training camp prediction. One of those guys takes one of those final spots.
All right.
They gave those guys a lot of money for undrafted. Yeah, you got to follow the money.
So just so you know, that means Gaskin doesn't make the team. Zaquandre White doesn't make the team. Adam Shaheen doesn't make the team. Greg Little doesn't make the team. Solomon Kinley looks like. Did you say he makes the team? Yeah, I think he did. Nope, he doesn't make the team. Lynn Bowden doesn't make the team. Preston Williams doesn't make the
that's
team.
tough for me. That's tough. The Bowden Williams is tough for me, but I'm just.
There's a lot of people that have a history with this team, right? Being high on the depth chart in previous years, whether that's due to lack of talent or whatever. Still, Gaskin, Bowden, and Preston Williams not being on this team, being cut. That's very interesting storyline to kind of talk about. And then you know to kind of see some of this offensive line and how it might be looked and revamped with Matt Applebaum coming from Boston College and seeing how this offense kind of looks there. That'll be interesting as well. And Adam Shaheen being a longtime veteran. Look, there's so many great storylines and things to look at in the preseason this year. And I love it because, one of the things, it's preseason. What does that really mean? If you're a true fan of a team, which we are, which I am, I think that, or when you cover a team like yourself, it's always cool to see these, the end of the roster, those bubble spots and how they play out, because a lot of those 3 or 4 guys for that one position, they get a lot of playing time in the preseason. So that's why in the fourth quarter, I'm right there with you, Daniel. I'm watching because I want to see in a preseason game who's stepping up. But to your point, we get 2 inter squad practices, and those will be interesting too, because I'm sure there might be somebody who makes the team off of those inter squad practices, which will be very interesting to see as well, right?
Most definitely.
Wow. Look, man. All right. What do you have coming up, man? Dolphins in Depth podcast. Tell us all about that. What do you got coming on?
Yeah, no Dolphins in Depth podcast this week. Holiday week, short turnaround off the holiday week. But we're continuing our positional previews. We've done quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers, and tight ends, and offensive line. So we're just moving over to defense this week, kind of seeing how the defensive line, linebacker spots size up with the rest of the division. If any other news drops, we'll be here at the Miami Herald to cover that. But just kind of trying to fill the content, fill the gap in between training camp, because once training camp starts, it's just going to be a flood of content.
And now, if people want to read content for the sports and stuff at the Miami Herald, you guys have a sports package, right?
Yeah, it's kind of like an a la carte, a yearly pass just to read the sports. You can go on the Miami Herald website and just kind of get the information on that. But yeah.
Make sure you guys go check that out. It's good stuff. And they can read all your content on the Miami Herald, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. And follow Daniel at Daniel Oyefusi on Twitter. He's got one of the best Twitter accounts in the land. He talks about crab cakes sometimes, but, it's all good. We don't blame him for it.
What's wrong with crab cakes?
No, nothing, man. It was funny. We were talking yesterday at my at my thing here about what's the best crab cake you've ever had in Maryland?
I ain't gonna hold. My mom makes some good crab cakes.
Oh, you playing the mom? Come on now.
If
you go somewhere, where have you had it? For me, it's G&M and Jimmy's Famous Seafood. I think they have the 2 best crab cakes.
Jimmy's Famous Seafood is solid, but I might even trying to play the mom card, but my mom throws down. So.
Look at you, Daniel, over there. All right, mom. All right, shout out to mom.
I watch it, so I don't have to score any points with my mom. I don't have to score any points.
Daniel, I love having you on, man. We will see you next week. We will break down the 25 people on defense and special teams.
Yes, sir, man.
All right, brother. You have a good one. We'll see you next week.
You too. See you.
Yep. Miami Sports Music's #1 Miami fan morning show, Clock Blockers. I'm your host, Stephen D. That was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that. That was Daniel Oyefusi of the Miami Herald. Great morning show that we had lined up for you today. So, all right, well, let's kind of break down a little bit of what we talked about, some things that really stuck out to me from this conversation. And then I'll bring you guys on in a little bit here. One of the things that really stuck out to me was seeing guys like 3 people, Myles Gaskin, Lynn Bowden, and Preston Williams potentially not making this team. I think it's very interesting, as Dolphin fans. I'm not saying everybody loves these guys. I'm not saying everybody wants to see them, but it's always weird when you see somebody who's been on the roster for 3 years, 4 years, couple of years, whatever, that you would say, okay, that guy's a Miami Dolphin, and then all of a sudden they don't necessarily get released or anything outright at the end of the season, or that their roster cuts at training camp, or somebody who gets released at the end of training camp. It'll be very interesting to see how that plays out. And look, Lynn Bowden and Preston Williams, they had some really good moments as Dolphins. They also had moments where we didn't see them because of injuries, and that's unfortunate. Myles Gaskin was the RB1 for the last 2 years here, and he might not make this roster with the potential people that have come in this offseason. So it's very interesting to see that. I think, Myles not making the team is a huge question mark, because not a question mark per se, but just an interesting storyline, because, like I said, I believe Chase Edmonds I don't think there's going to be a true RB1 on this team, but I think from a productivity standpoint, Chase Edmonds is going to be the guy that you see on this roster have the most productivity from the backfield. And I think the second person from the backfield standpoint, which will be very interesting to see, will be Alec Ingold. We sit here and we looked at, okay, Kyle Juszczyk of the San Francisco 49ers played, I think he said, 54% of the snaps for the San Francisco 49ers last year. And I think it's very, very interesting to see how that might play out this year for the Miami Dolphins. When it comes to, playing time at that position for Kyle, somebody for Alec Ingold, somebody like Kyle Juszczyk. So I'm interested to see how that plays out. And by the way, that's another reason Alec Ingold makes that running back tight end room a little bit interesting, right? Because you don't have Alec Ingold, maybe Gaskin makes the team, right? Maybe Salvin Ahmed makes the team. But with Alec Ingold there, you get, because here's the other thing you got to do. There are going to be good players, but you have to have, is there a spot for you? Are you going to get snaps? Are you going to get the ball? Having depth is great. I like having depth. I understand depth. But having an ability, there are going to be some players that are like, if I'm not playing, I can go somewhere else and play whatever, right? I could totally see a world where Adam Shaheen, at the tight end position says, hey, look, just release me. Trade me, whatever you got to do. I want to go somewhere where I have an opportunity to play. Right? Like, I got to think that Adam Shaheen maybe knows in the back of his mind, I'm probably not making the Dolphins this year roster. And if he does think that, more power to him. But he's got to look at the people that are there. They're not getting rid of Hunter Long. They're going to give Hunter Long another year. Even if Shaheen is better than Hunter Long right now, they're going to give Hunter Long another year. Durham Smythe and Mike Gesicki you're not getting in front of. And Shaheen, from what I'm aware of, doesn't play special teams. Or is maybe not as good as maybe Ethan Carter is on special teams. So I don't see a world where Adam Shaheen makes this squad in any way, shape, or form. I do want to take a real quick why I'm still kind of on this tangent about particular positions. Mark K brought up good. He said, good morning, Stephen D. Hope you and the family are doing great. Can we have a moment of silence for Hank Goldberg? Yes, we can. Let's take about 5 seconds. Let's have a moment of silence for Hank Goldberg, NFL writer, former Miami Dolphins columnist, passed away over the weekend. Very, very sad. But he was big. I think he worked at ESPN for a while too. I remember he was on the writers show, the writers panel that they used to have for a while. But yeah, let's go ahead and he was big part of South Florida sports radio for a very, very long time. So yeah, let's go ahead and have a moment of silence for Hank Goldberg. All right. Again, RIP to Hank Goldberg, former radio analyst, a South Florida sports fixture, died in Monday in Las Vegas. He's 82 years old. 82 years old. So, yeah, man, very sad. thoughts and prayers are out to his family. All right, let's get back to what we were talking about here. So we were breaking down the 53-man roster on the offensive side, and we came up to about 25 positions. Another thing that I thought was very interesting that we kind of talked about here was the wide receiver room, to kind of get into Preston and Lynn Bowden a little bit, right? Like River Craycraft and Trent Sherfield. I thought maybe one of them would make the squad because of the relationship. But one of the things that I don't know if I quite agree with Daniel about is, do both of them make the squad? I get River Craycraft might have been the very first person, right? And I get that Trent Sherfield's not going to come here unless he thinks he's going to get play. But do we automatically accept that because those are McDaniel guys that they automatically make the squad? I don't know. I'd like to think that McDaniel's a fair guy, but I don't know him, so that'll be interesting to kind of see because, again, it goes to Preston and Lynn that one of those two, if not both of them, are going to be the odd man out, where maybe if this was the prior coaching staff, Lynn Bowden and Preston Williams might make over a River Craycraft and Trent Sherfield. Like, I would probably say that. But I also am putting the last 2 years of these guys being on the team and understanding that when they're healthy, what they can do. Preston Williams, when healthy, very productive. Enjoy watching him. He's had a couple of monster games, but when he gets these big monster couple touchdown games, he gets hurt. And that sucks. I love Preston. Great guy. Off the field. It was very nice the couple times I met him. Enjoyed him. Lynn Bowden, very same way. He's somebody that when healthy, he can be a very dynamic player. He's somebody that can bring a lot to your team. But, you got to remember, you got Eric Eazy-E, you got Cedric Wilson, you got Tyreek Hill. Heck, you got Jalen Waddle. It's not like Lynn Bowden is the only dynamic player in that locker room. Everybody on that wide receiver core has something where they can catch the ball out of the backfield. They can be in the slot. They can be in the RB, the main wide receiver role. All those guys there can do something very, very effective, and they can be very dynamic. So maybe, Lynn Bowden, is his injuries worth the headache of keeping him on the active roster or on the 53? And I don't know or think that it is. So that's a totally other interesting point too. And then to kind of go what we talked about, from Teddy Bridge and Tua, right? Enjoyed, you're not going to see Tua take a lot of snaps in the preseason, I don't think. Teddy's going to get a majority of the snaps, and you got to think Skylar Thompson is also going to get snaps in the preseason too. And if people like Skylar Thompson, are you going to be able to keep him on the practice squad? We know we have a history of getting a couple of decent third-string quarterbacks that we're not able to keep on the practice squad because they get picked up as backups at other places. So I think Skylar will play for us in the preseason. I think we'll try to keep him on the practice squad, but I think if his production is what I think it's going to be, which is good in the preseason, then look for Skylar to probably get picked up by another team. I don't think we're going to be able to hide him on the practice squad personally. And then the offensive line will be another good thing, very interesting thing too this year, because looking at Skylar Thompson's going to get snaps during the season. QB1 and 2 have injury history. I don't know if they're going to get it. I think he's going to get snagged off the practice squad. I think you got to remember, Skylar's going to get a lot of snaps in the preseason. And our offense it doesn't matter who's there. Like they're going to be productive in the preseason. I highly think we're going to get, I'll go and say this. In the preseason, Dolphins minimum in the preseason get 2 touchdowns a game. 2 touchdowns a game. And I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but we've seen plenty of times in the preseason where it's been 6-3 or, a 13-3 or 13-6. 2 touchdowns a game. 100% guarantee that. I think that's exactly what's going to happen in the preseason. So, and I think that we'll see that. So, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with this. So I'm interested, for those of you who watched the interview with Daniel, what you guys think about the roster, what you guys think about RB situation, the tight end situation, the wide receiver situation. Mark K says, Stephen D, I think looking at the depth at wide receiver, tight end, running back may give the Dolphins some potential trade pieces for late round picks or players to shore up weaker roster positions. So I asked Daniel that, and he said the same thing. I think there's going to be a lot of value coming off people's rosters this season at the end of this preseason and at the end of training camp. I don't think there's going to, like, the person that I thought could give us the most value would be Myles Gaskin. And, maybe you get a 6th-round pick for him, but I don't see that happening. I don't. Lynn Bowden, maybe somebody else, but his injury history effectively would cause nobody is going to trade, any draft pick, I think, for him. So those are the 2 guys that come off the top of my head that from the offensive side, that could you trade at the end of the preseason, trade at the end of training camp to try to get some value for him. And those are the 2 guys, and I would probably say no, but they'll be valuable. I guarantee you, Myles Gaskin, Adam Shaheen, and Lynn Bowden will be on an active 53-man on another team. Those 3 guys alone will. Point blank. All right. All right. Let me go ahead and invite you guys in. The link is in the chat. Miami Sports Music's #1 Miami fan morning show, Clock Blockers. I'm your host, Stephen D. Hit that like button if you haven't done so already. Donate to the channel. Help the channel grow. And I want to hear from you. I want to know what you think. What do you guys think? I'm still curious. Flounder Pounder says, I'm still curious as to what we will do with our remaining camp. We can still sign whoever we want. Flounder Pounder, I agree with you. I think one of the things that I've talked about with Daniel on past episodes on Tuesdays are that some of that cap can carry over to the next year. So I think we have like $16.5 million or something that's eligible. I'm not sure out of that what is eligible to be carried over into the next year. But I think that one of the things that I'm interesting to see is other preseason games with potential veterans on the O-line. That's what I want to see. I want to see. Is there a potential offensive lineman that is quality that's going to get cut because of cap space or, young guys on their squad and can the Dolphins go after that? So I would love to see that. I think there's 1, if not 2 positions of the 53-man that will be taken by somebody that's not on our current active squad. There'll be releases from other teams or maybe even trade. I don't think the Dolphins are done. Like, the people that are here, we're talking about, okay, they're bubble guys. But there might be somebody that swoops in at the last minute from another team and gets them in, which I think is good. Let's see here. What do we think? What do we think of what, Steven? What's the question, buddy? Anything you want to talk about, Pete? The floor is yours. Mark K, yeah, we already talked about that this morning. Chris Greer's brother, Mike, is now the GM for the San Jose Sharks. First brothers ever to be GMs of 2 teams in 2 different professional sports, which I think is awesome. I agree, Stephen. I think we are over cap for next year, so we might need to carry over. Yep. All right. Some of you, I'm going to bring you all on. Remember, 10-minute bans are in full effect. Day bans are in full effect. This is all in good fun and good jest. It helps raise money for the channel. But, nobody's immune to it, including myself. So let's have some fun with it. First person we're going to bring on today is my man, Irving Figueroa. What's up, Irving? How are you, man? Good morning. Take yourself off mute.
Oh, my bad. What's up, Baba? What's going on, brother?
What's up, man? How are you? Good morning to you, my friend.
Good morning to you, man. I'm chilling here, brother. I'm, just enjoying the morning. But to head out in an hour or so to work. But nah, man, just talking, just watching the show. How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. I enjoyed the weekend, had a good time with the family, and then got to come up here with an hour this morning and hang out with my good buddy Daniel Oyefusi. And that would be, yeah, that's what we did. It was good times. It was good
awesome.
Times.
That's awesome, man.
Good times. Let me bring on Pete's take. What's up, Pete? How are you?
Pete's
Hey, good morning, Irving. Good morning, Steven. Shout out to Daniel Oyefusi, man. I'm gonna rewind that in a bit, catch those crazy takes, and be right in tune with you guys on what's going on. But Steven, let me tell you something, okay? You wanted me up here, you got it. Listen to what's going on, okay? And this is what I talk about with these two-and-ears. I hope these two-and-ears come out of their little shell today and jump up here.
We didn't even talk about Tua this morning.
When I'm up here, I'm going to talk Tua. Everybody knows that, even their grandma, Steven. Listen.
Right.
Listen, Steven. Adam Schefter is coming out on reports and talk about, I know this is 49ers, but listen to me. He talks about how great it was of Jimmy Garoppolo, in a way, sitting out because they got to show the rest of the 49ers locker room how much of a true leader Trey Lance is and how much that locker room is buying into Trey Lance. Mind you, we could have had Trey Lance, but yet he's showing his true leaderships. Okay, they're buying into it. Everybody's falling for it. And this is coming out of Adam Schefter's mouth, and I believe it. But listen to what's going on in Miami with our handsome, beautiful, cover boy, Tua, the handsome guy. He's getting taught to be a leader. What is going on this side of the water? What is going on? Is there something different on that other coast in California that they must be seeing something right on how a quarterback and a general should lead the team? And over here, we got the face of the franchise, Tyreek Hill, leading us. Tua is our biggest problem. And this fan base doesn't understand. We're not going to stop talking about it. So, Steven, cheer up. Have a good day. Irvin, I'll be back to give you some smoke. And that's just what's on my mind right now, man. It's terrible.
Before you leave, man, because
I'll be back.
Let me ask you some questions, Pete. Okay. Why do you feel, and I'm asking you, okay, why do you feel the need to talk to the Tua people about him? Like, why is that at the precipice of the front of your mind that you feel like, I genuinely want to know from your point of view why that's a big deal.
Steven, are you aware that the Tua doubters didn't start this? The two-and-ears started a war and started calling people out and all of this. So guess what? Nobody needs to be quiet. Nobody needs to stop it. I'm not going to stop it because at the end of the day, their evaluations on our player was wrong, and they're going to have to stand and live on that. So but it is what it is. This is what football is. You go on a Carolina Panthers right now channel, and that's what's going on. Is Sam Darnold, Desmond Ridder, whatever it is.
There's a big difference between Sam Darnold and Tua Tagovailoa. Sam Darnold.
And another reason to that question, Stephen, is somebody has to tell them. Somebody has to wake them up. Somebody has to tell him Tua isn't that elite quarterback that he needs to be. You see, look, Steven, you look right now, just for you saying that, you're a Tua-neer right now, okay? Just for asking that question, you fall in the little Tua-neer category. But don't take it as an insult. Just it's right now for this take. You're a Tua-neer. So listen to this. Oh, man. I gotta go, guys. I'm getting a call. Man, oh, my God.
No, Pete, don't run, Pete. Don't do it. Oh, my God. Irving, where'd you go? Take yourself off mute.
I'm right here.
What? Come on, man. Come on.
Oh, my God. Why do you
person.
subject yourself to that, Steven?
Everybody is welcome on my channel. I allow everybody on my channel.
I know. I'm just, I love Pete.
I love Pete. I love Pete. But man, Pete knew what was coming. Pete knew what was coming. I was ready for somebody to kick him. I was so ready for that. I was like, oh yeah, it's coming. It's so coming. I think my problem. Look, here's the thing. I don't think of myself as a two-in-ear or.
You think you're a Dolphins fan?
I'm a
You're a Dolphins fan,
but
yep.
I do support Tua. I think Tua is going to have a good year. I clearly get his restrictions or things that might have been, but I think that there are some things that just let it play out, bro. Let it play out. Let me bring on Woo back. What's up, Woo back?
Woo back.
Good day.
Hello, Fausto.
Good morning, Woo back.
Hey, hola mi gente. But hey, what's Pete? I came here to put Pete in his place.
You came
man, you just missed him. You just missed him, bro.
Exactly. I was hearing. He know I was coming for him. But anyway, Steven, I agree with you 100%, Steven. I agree with you 100%. Just let it play out.
Yeah.
People are overthinking, what if, or this is going to happen, that's going to happen. Hey, leave it to the coach. Let it play out. All we can do is fans support, I'm a Tua supporter. People know that. I'm 100% behind Tua. But also, I'm not stupid. If Tua ain't the guy, we move on. But for now, let's support our young quarterback because I believe in him. He's got better players around him now. He's got a better coach. He's got people that actually come out and bat for him and say, and show him some love, which what he wasn't getting the last couple of seasons. So let that play out. And the other thing is, come on, Pete, stop going on other people's chats and listen to what Lance is doing and what this and that is doing. Worry about what the fans are doing. Let's support our team because I know it's going to be, everybody's untested, even the coach, McD. He's saying the right things. He's put the right people in. So, there's a big upside to what the Dolphins is about to embark on, all these players. And that's it. The only thing I'm coming for all these guys that are anti-Tour, I'm like, come on, guys, that trick is getting old. That pony's been flogged so many times. Come on, wake up and have some new tricks. Or otherwise, get on the panel and say your part rather than hanging out down in the chat and, having jabs at each other because, it's not helping the fan base. It's only adding fuel to the fire. Look, I'm down under, mate. And
I'm about to say, you're in Australia. You're in Australia, right?
Yeah, bro. Yeah, mate.
Hey, what time is it in Australia right now?
Bro, believe me, it's after 12:30 p.m.
At night. It's, guys, shout out to Wooback. Wooback's a real fan of the show. On
because I try to catch a show every now and then. But
it's so tough. The time difference is crazy.
Oh yeah, but like I said, this is what we do as fans. We get up and we tune in. We can agree to disagree. We all have definitely. We can change our minds, whatever.
So Wooback, let me play this out, right? So from Pete's standpoint, and I don't want to speak for Pete, but I think that there's some of the fan base, and I've said this multiple times, that I think that they don't want to be fed BS. They don't want to be fed, hey, look, this is this is a 100% Kobe beef, and what we're getting is crap meat. I understand that. I understand the fan base not wanting to be fed bad food. But what I will say to you is that you have to understand where this team is and where it's headed. And right now, where it's headed, where it's going for, is Tua's the quarterback. That's not changing for this 2022 upcoming season.
100%.
Whether you like it or not. It's not.
100%.
And I will also say to that statement is you could, there's I think people know that I support Tua. I would never call myself a Tua-neer. But if somebody else does, hey, if the shoe fits, whatever. But I will say that to the standpoint of I think this is allow this guy this opportunity to run this offense and see what's good. And And after this season or during this season, if he's not producing or not performing, I'll be the first in line to raise my hand and say, bro, this is not working out. This is not a good thing. But I'm going to give it some time to play out and let it see what it's about.
Exactly. That's what people, I think people need to just put all their, and I mean, I don't mind people criticizing Tua and bring facts to the conversation, but just sitting there and say, for a week out, blah, blah, blah. It's like, dude, go back and watch some film. Go back and, I mean, people say, oh, he's no clutch. Dude, go back and watch the Alabama championship when he got put in. He got sacked, a big sack, and people that the game is over. And then he throws that pass to Devonta Smith. So don't tell me this kid doesn't have the clutch DNA in him. He has the clutch DNA in him. He just needs people that believe in him, like the coach, like a coach that believes in him, players that believe in him. And I think he's going to get that this year, and if he doesn't, then we move on. I mean, I know you guys have had Tannehill for 7 years.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Well, that's the other thing. They don't want a reoccurrence of that. Let me bring in Von Joe. What's up, Von Joe? How are you? It's loud where you're at. It's so loud.
What's going on, brother? What's going on? I don't have much time because I don't want you to get hit, Steven. So real quick. So I came to a realization that from what I'm hearing that's going around the league, right? That if Tua doesn't work out, we're going back into purgatory, by the way.
Yes.
Just to let you know. So this is the reason why, because I was thinking, like, what quarterbacks could we trade for if Tua doesn't work out? Because Lamar Jackson might sign his contract, right? So if he signs that extension, what quarterbacks are out there? There's
not many.
Everybody got their drawn out deals. So there's a good chance
Tom Brady might retire next year. Yep.
I don't give a damn about Tom Brady. I don't want to hear about Tom Brady. Okay. Stop me $1. But again, we might go back into purgatory if Tua doesn't work out. That's the scary thing. Because they're going to say, hey, draft a quarterback. So we had a 3-year person that couldn't drive the Ferrari, so we didn't give it to a rookie to try to drive the Ferrari. That thing's going to end up getting wrapped around a tree if we give it to a rookie. It's gonna be a horrible crash scene. So I need everybody to say, hey, we need Tua to work out. It just hit me. It's imperative that he works out, or we're going back into quarterback purgatory. Yeah. There's nobody else out there. Vaughn.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at right now.
You're being realistic.
But I think you're not only are you being realistic, I think you're being the reality of the situation, right, Fonjo? Like, you understand, hey, look, if this doesn't work out, we're back where we started again. As a matter of fact, we're probably even before that. Like, we're not in the best place.
No, we're in a worse situation, Steven, because we spent all this money. So we already used up most of our cap space just to have this team that we don't have no quarterback to drive it. So
but with that being said, that's not in the position we're in right now. Right now, we are in a position of, hey, look, this is our quarterback. This is the team that we have around him. And this is what we got going on July 5th, 2022, moving forward into training camp.
Steven, I'm about to drop off. My heart rate is dropping, so I got to get back to work. I'll be listening.
Good night, Vaughn. Good night, Vaughn.
All right, let me bring in Shake Money. What's up, Shake Money? How are you?
What's going on? It is another beautiful day.
What's up, Shake? How are you?
I am wonderful. Hey, by the way, I recommend you watch Wooback's channel. I have never seen he was the first time I seen somebody eat a camel burger.
Word.
It's a real thing.
Woo,
check
you
it
got
out.
your own channel? I didn't know that.
I'm a YouTuber. Well, I just started up, Steven. Been doing it for about a year.
Do your thing, guys. Go check out Wooback. Go follow.
I do content. I'm a content creator.
If you really want to see what Australia is about, man, I think he brings it to you. But no, one of the things I want to say about Wooback, I like to say, I relate to you because I'm a Marlins fan, right?
Yeah.
And I've always been a Marlins fan.
Shout out to them. They swept the Washington Nationals this weekend. First time they swept anybody since 2016, I think, 2018.
Yeah. But I rooted for Livan Hernandez for two reasons. Not only because Livan Hernandez was the pitcher, but he was also Cuban. Yeah. So, you know what I'm saying? There was a little bit more wanting him to succeed, just like you, Wooback. And I
champion.
expect that.
He's a champion.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean?
7 World
Yeah,
Series.
so you understand, Seth. You understand, my man. Gracias, hermano.
Yeah, for sure.
You know,
but no, I go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you go ahead, Shake. Go ahead, Shake.
I was just saying that I could see Tua succeeding, man. At the end of the day, we can't really say what Tua is, because we're not behind the scenes evaluating him. So the people that are in the know-how put their reputation behind him for a reason. You know what I mean? So
but I think as fans, Shake, I think that fans want to evaluate and give their own perspective, which is part of the reason I have this podcast, right? Is part of the reason I do the morning show is I allow everybody to come on to the panel. Like if you want to come on, the link's in the chat at all times, because I know people have, there are plenty of people that listen to sports shows that are like, no way, Colin Cowherd doesn't know, X person doesn't know. And look, I love Doug and TD, but there's people within the fan base that are like, these guys, I get it. Even me, people are like, Steven, you have no clue. I give my opinion. I think my opinion's valued is valuable from a standpoint of any other person that wants to give their opinion. So I think that a part of being a fan is to give your perspective on how you feel about a team. And the argument gets into, or the problem gets into, when people want to beat a dead horse. And I think that one of the things that I'm never going to stop it. If people want to come on and talk about Tua for 2 hours, so be it. That's what it is. But I do think that it's interesting that we're beating a dead horse, because he's not going anywhere. He's going to be the guy. Why are we discussing anything? Like, why are we discussing anything else? Like, it's crazy to me.
Exactly, Steven. I think there's other players on the team that's worth discussing. Holland. X. I mean, there's other players on the team. It's just as important. Maybe not as because the focus is always going to be on the QB. But I mean, there's other players that we, before all these practices happening, we should be covering and have discussions about other things rather than just bring back. Because every time Tua's name comes up, it's just the arguments, starts again. Well,
let me put it this way. Okay, let's say you have a stand selling glasses, right?
Yeah.
You have five glasses, and the red glasses sell the most. The green glasses sell the least. Which glasses are you going to order the more? Which glasses are you going to order more of?
The one that sell the most.
The red glasses, of course.
Yeah, so that's why people talk about Tua, because that's what gives him the most. That's what gives people the most clicks, unfortunately. So that's why people keep talking about Tua, because talking about Tua means more clicks. More clicks means more revenue. So,
look, I from my standpoint, I will talk about what I don't care if you want to talk about the punter. We can talk about the punter for 2 hours, right? But
yeah,
but people want to talk about what's going to win you and lose you games, and I agree that the quarterback position does do that. But I also believe that there's nobody else is starting week 1 this year, barring an injury, than Tua. Tua's the guy. And if you think otherwise, I'm going to call you out. I'm going to say you're delusional.
Well, let me put this. Let me do this homework for you too. And
by the way, because I make that wild statement, people are like, "Oh, Steven's wild. Steven's a Tua-neer. Steven's a straight Tua lover." No, I'm calling a spade a spade. Tua's starting this year. That's what it is. No other reason to talk about anything else.
If you type in Jared Goff on YouTube, see how many media outlets how many things that pop up. You put in Tua, I guarantee you there'll be a lot more media outlets talking about him than Jared Goff or Matt Ryan or, you know what I mean? Matthew Stafford even.
All right, let me bring in.
They're better. I'm just saying that they talk more about him than any other quarterback.
Let me bring in.
Thank you, Steven. I'm out, Steven, because it's getting late here. But thank you. Keep doing your thing. I'll be listening until I fall asleep. And big up, friends up. See my man Figueroa, Irvin. Big up, Suso, and Shake. That's what's up, Shake, brother. Okay, brother.
Bless.
Shout out, Wooback. Shout out to you, brother. Be good, man.
Thank you.
got the Down Under. My buddy Wooback from the Down Under. Well, out here today with my friend Wooback from Australia. And now we go from Australia to the Bahamas. What's up, Sharif?
Man, Sharif, what's going on, my brother?
Hey, how you guys doing?
Boy, Clap Blockers is worldwide, boy. We got people in Australia listening, people in the Bahamas listening, people in Jacksonville listening.
Listen, man.
What's up, fellas?
I'm excited, man. Let me tell you, I am excited. I am one of those fans that has been keeping up with the Marlins from day one. And let me tell you,
the big series this weekend they had, man.
Listen, man, from inning one, and you know what I like, Steven? I like this year how they changed the overtime or the extra innings.
Yes.
They put a guy on second. The game is over.
I don't like that. I don't like it. I don't like it. I hate it. I hate it.
I don't want to milk my bullpen 19 innings like we did a year ago. We went 19 innings with San Francisco. That blew our boat.
Bro, I understand that, but let me tell you, as a fan, I hate it. As a purist of the game of baseball,
look,
I hate
man, it's tough. You got to either, as a pitcher, it's tough. You got to look at second now, and then you got to look back into the catcher. So it's really on you.
For people that want to clock in baseball, just don't watch it. Like we don't need you if you want to.
Man, the games need to be over.
Baseball's one of those games I can watch in person, but
you could never watch on TV.
On TV, I struggle with it, man. Unless it's like a playoff game and it's meaningful. There's so many games where I'm like, oh, if I miss this one, it don't matter.
You know what's funny? So yesterday on Twitter, somebody wrote, "Hey, look, NBA has Christmas Day, right? Football has Thanksgiving.
Well, now football has Christmas too.
Right, I know, but like they own those days, right? And they're like, NHL has New Year's Day. Why didn't Major League Baseball have that for 4th of July yesterday?
What?
Why did they make a big deal of?
I think NHL's day outdoor game is bigger than their New Year's. I think.
I agree, but still, that they own those days.
I understand, right? But I think we're just in a generation of we're nitpicky, and it's okay. But for me, I grew up watching baseball. I grew up watching soccer. I grew up watching hockey. And I love the changing of the lines, and I love it. What's wrong with it? I love baseball.
I don't have a problem with the game evolving. I do have a problem. I do have a problem when you're changing.
But I'm saying people have a problem with sitting through it. The thing is, it's just a game, and it's how it's played. And if you don't want to, if you say you understand it, then you got to understand the intricacies of it. Then you got to sit through it, right? Especially with a Marlins team that is now only 2 games back of 500. And from what I've seen, do you understand, right? We have Garrett, Costanzo, Cordero, I think the other starter that we brought up. We have Mayer still down in AAA. This dude is throwing 99, and we haven't even brought him up yet. The thing is, we got Pablo pitching well. Sandy is the MVP, and or at least Cy Young.
But Sharif, I'll say to you, it's July 5th. We still got a whole 2 months of baseball regular season. So
I can say this, Steven. It feels real good being a Yankee fan right now.
I brought that context up to say we need at least one of these guys to cream of the crop out of this youngsters that we brought up. Because right now Garrett is pitching very well. He actually almost had a shutout. But Garrett, Costanzo, Cordero, one of these cats need to help Sandy and Pablo, because I think Rogers to me, he can because we need at least 2 lefties in the starter and rotation, right? So I would keep Rogers up and work with Rogers. He's the 3rd starter, but then we need one of these and then actually Poteet is coming back soon, and the other Blyer is coming back soon. So hey, also with hitting, right? I think hitting is coming around because I look at the speed that we have, and we weren't using it. And a lot of this could be towards Mattingly and the way he does things. I understand how fans feel toward him, but the speed is there with Birdie, Jazz, and we now have the youngster shortstop that we brought up from AAA. He's stealing like 40 bags a year. He's comparable to Emilio Bonifacio. So, hey, get the speed up so we can play small ball and we can basically score with a runner on first. We need those kind of hits, right?
I hear you, man. I hear you. Look, I could talk baseball all day, but I know a lot of the fan base does not like baseball, and it's July 5th. When we get closer to that playoff push, which I think we are, I do think we're going to get there this year. I will talk
4 games out of wild card right now.
Stephen, what's more important? What's more important, Stephen, is the Nathan hot dog tournament. Did you see it?
Yeah, I did. I played it this morning. I played it right before what's his face came on.
Wasn't the line insane. Like over 41?
Oh, he got. I think he got like 60, right? 60 hot dogs, something like that.
I wasn't even talking about the number. I'm talking.
I was talking about his choke out. Yeah,
the choke out. Yeah, man. Yeah, that dude tried to snap his neck.
Yeah, he rushed the stage. It was crazy, absolutely crazy, man.
All right. I'll tell you one last thing before. You know what shocked me is I've been listening to a Marlins podcast, and they were saying before Jeter got there, the Marlins really never dipped into the international market, which was crazy. We're getting a lot of players from the Bahamas and the Caribbean, which I thought is kind of insane. How the hell are you in Miami and not getting players out of the Caribbean?
Exactly. And
I think in order for a pro baseball team, in order for them to be successful, they have to be able to recruit from everywhere. And so when teams don't use their international signings or their international slot money or their international slots, and they trade them away for it always is crazy to me, because there are plenty of people that you can point to inside of Major League Baseball that came from international signings that worked out to be all-stars. And they just, Miami should be one of those teams that use it more than other places because of where they're located.
Do you think that's also why they rebuilt their stadium and did all that, was for trying to recruit better players?
I think the Marlins never liked playing in the Dolphins stadium, never liked playing in Pro Player Stadium. But, look, here's a reality to it, right? Like, I love the Marlins. I love baseball. But, they don't bring in a high enough crowd to afford a $500 million stadium. You have to, like the Marlins, it's going to take them forever to pay back, to make money per se on what it costs to make that
unless
stadium.
They bring in a bunch of World Series and then.
Well, not even that. I mean, you look at 1997 and 2003, Marlins won the World Series, but as soon as they won the World Series, because of the revenue that they have or bring in, they got rid of everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it had to do with money. It had to do with money.
Kind of like what the A's used to do or still do.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, Oakland hasn't.
One thing I'm gonna disagree is that I think the Dolphins didn't want the Marlins there because it made more sense.
The Dolphins never wanted the Marlins there, but they were there for years. They were. Oh, yeah. You guys remember watching games, Dolphins games?
I would be mad that
I would hate it. I would hate it that the infield would. I can remember Dan Marino slinging that rock and on second base, and I'm like, what in the world? What are we doing? This is
right. And then when it rained,
to me, I hated it.
What happened was, and what's funny is when the new stadium with the Marlins, realistically, they isolated the Broward County fans because from I live in North Dade, it takes an hour and a half just to get to and that's without traffic, an hour and a half to get to that new stadium. And so I can imagine the freaking how it is.
Hey, but Shake Money, you know why that is, right? That's because when Wayne Huizenga was the owner of the Dolphins, remember that his school is in Nova Southeast. Right. No, I know, but his business school is at the Nova Southeastern University, and he brought over the Dolphins training facility from St. Thomas University to Nova Southeastern University. So he moved the stadium that way to make it closer to the training camp.
So
you're talking about when it left the Orange Bowl, when the Dolphins left the Orange Bowl?
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how far is all three stadiums? Like the Heat? Is it like a triangle in the city?
No.
Then they wanted to make it closer for all fans too.
So the Dolphins stadium is in Hard Rock is in Miami Gardens.
Mhm.
The baseball stadium is in
Little Havana in Miami. It's
Little
near
Havana,
downtown Miami. Yeah.
near downtown Miami. Drive wise, they're probably
about 20 miles or so. 15,
but
20
with
miles.
traffic.
Oh yeah.
They're probably an hour apart from each other.
Maybe. Maybe.
45. They're more like 45.
Maybe like 30
minutes.
to 45 minutes.
right?
Yeah. Not an hour.
They're about 45 minutes, and then
that's a traffic jam.
Then the Heat play in
South Beach.
In South Beach, which is totally different from the Marlins
See,
Stadium.
the thing is, right?
They're all over, and then the Florida Panthers, they play in
Fort Lauderdale, Sunrise.
In Sunrise.
To me, right? It's all a generation thing, man. Look, do you know what it is? How it feels to have baseball? Like just that alone. I don't care if the city made you pay. I don't care if Jeter left. If this guy keeps selling the players after a World Series. Do you understand what it takes to start digging at your own stadium? And we were able to accomplish that.
Now, I think, Sharif,
let me just finish. We are complaining so much. We can drive to each part of Miami and have a different aspect of sport. You call it.
Look, I get that, but look,
Miami.
Sharif, let me say this. I've been
but it's a complaining factor that we just need to, guys. It's sports. You have a variety.
Sharif, you're 100% correct, bud. It's never going to change. But I will say, from a standpoint of being a sports fan, I always found it good that all the stadiums were in. Like, you go to I live here in Baltimore. Everything's within like a 10-block radius. The football and baseball stadium are right next to each other. You go to Philadelphia, the football, baseball, and
How about
hockey
you have none?
Stadiums. I get you. I understand. The question on the table was, how far is it away from all these other places? And it's
which is nitpicky, man.
That was just a question. I don't really care.
I could care less. I really could. I don't live. I want to live there, but I don't live there right now. Now, when I live there, I'll probably feel more. I'll feel, more.
I just know in Jacksonville we have the Jaguar Stadium, we have the arena where the Sharks play, and they use the same parking lots. We even have the what is it? The jumbo shrimp, right?
Yep. You have
we have
the minor league team for the Marlins.
All of it is in the same area, and now they're building the whole riverfront to have hotels and make this whole Jaguar community, and they have the AEW wrestling right there too.
Yeah.
All I know is the Marlins won 2 championships where the Dolphins play, and the Dolphins went undefeated and won 2 Super Bowls where the Marlins play.
Because the Dolphin Stadium's cursed.
Yeah. So
all right, let me. What's up? What's up, Sergio?
Go ahead, Sergio.
Hey, what's going on?
What's going on?
Man, I heard you talking baseball, and I was like, you know what?
Hold up,
that's pretty boring.
Is this Estefan?
Is this the Twitter guy?
That's right. That's who it is, man. That's who it is.
What's up, man?
Not much, man. I gotta come up here and talk about my dude. He had somebody swipe him from the front, had to make a pit stop, fell back down to 17, came back up and took second on the podium.
Is this stock car or open wheel?
He's talking about F1. He's talking about F1. Nobody watches F1.
Hey, man.
I just want you to know, between the baseball talk and now F1, I've lost all my listeners this morning.
Listen. He did it in 2019. In 2019, this dude fell back to last.
That's because Mets and Yankees fans live here.
I know
that's true. First, bro, and the podium.
Oh, Yankees.
I don't know. There was a really cool wreck that happened this weekend. Formula One's the shit. I don't care. No, if you're gonna talk baseball and put people to sleep, then I can come up here and talk F1, bro.
See, this is the problem with giving fans the platform.
Now,
you guys can talk about whatever you want to talk about.
I get a different feeling when I go to a baseball game. Maybe it's because I grew up going to the New York Yankees, but I felt like when I went to Yankee Stadium and I'm walking up, it was an event.
Yeah.
And then when you go to a football game, I felt like, well, I was a Dolphin fan going to Buffalo Bills games so I felt like I was going to war. And going to those games.
It's weird, right? So like one of the reasons I love the Dolphins, besides them being the Dolphins, right, is going to a game at Hard Rock Stadium is an event, in my opinion. You get the tailgate, and the tailgate is straight fire. Shout out to East 32 Dolphins tailgate. You guys need to come to that. Shout out to Tailgreeter. Go to Tailgreeter this year. Get your East 32 Dolphins tickets. All you can drink, all you can eat, all good stuff. I do my pregame show from there. But aside from all that, it's an event. It's an event, and it's fun to go to. And I have had times when we've gotten killed, unfortunately, as the team. But I'm still walk away from the day like, man, I got to hang out at Dolphin Stadium with my family, PHAMILY, my Dolphins family, and it was a great day, you know. So I think it's always better to go to the game because I can get over losses a lot easier with everybody else around.
How is the atmosphere? You've been to Baltimore Raven games, right?
I've been to Baltimore Ravens.
How is it different than going to a Dolphin game in Miami?
I feel like Miami, it's a party. I mean, don't get me wrong. Ravens, they don't do as much tailgating at the Ravens. The game is the centerpiece. Where I think,
right,
and maybe that's because the Ravens have had a better team for years here compared to us.
That's how the Jags feel. The Jags feel like you just go there, watch the game, and leave.
Yeah, but with the Dolphins, I think it's the pregame, right. It's the game, and then we usually go to the strip club afterwards.
Now the Bills Buffalo games, you get there and it's all pregame. It's all tailgate. Some people don't even end up going in the stadium to watch the game because they're too busy partying. They're having so much fun in the parking lot. And yeah, I've seen some stuff growing up in Buffalo that not a lot of kids get to see, and I'm thankful for that.
Yeah, but just to answer your question again, I think the Dolphins I think it's a party atmosphere. It's South Beach. It's Miami.
Yeah.
It's that vibe. And I know it's not South Beach. It's Miami Gardens, but it's that vibe. It's that understanding that we're here to party.
Right.
And from a fan standpoint, I always that's why you tailgate. Like people get there at 8 a.m. or 9 a.m. to tailgate.
You know what?
The tailgate
a good example is
wild.
The Bills games remind me of going to like a big college football game.
Yes.
Like that like 4 or 5 hours before the game, just going hard at it. And then you might not make it into the game because you might be passed out drunk.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
Well, their stadium's about to stop selling tickets once Lamar comes to Miami, bro.
Who does? Oh my god!
Wait, what year is this happening?
What's good, Estefan?
What year? What year?
You know how Steven is ready to flip flop on the Lamar Jackson trade.
He has a jersey on standby just in case.
I do not.
Yeah,
you guys suck so bad.
Hey, you already pre-order that number 8, Estefan?
I'm trolling him, bro.
No, when he comes here, they're going to give him number 13, bro. They're going to bring it out of retirement.
Pete, what's up, Pete? You're back, Pete. Hello, Pete. Take yourself off mute, Pete. Pete's on mute.
What's up, guys? I hear you. What's up, Roach? Man, look at you.
I miss you, man.
I wanted to come back so bad for Irvin, and I'm glad he stayed up here. Irvin, I just wanted to tell you, buddy, this is the issue I'm having with Mike McDaniel. See, you could put it in chat, and it'll in fine print. It looks nice, but in all reality, Coach McDaniel is here for Tua. There's no open competition.
Yeah, that's not a secret.
Most of these players are given their position.
Can I just say something to that? Because I went on Colors panel. I'm getting some feedback.
I hear an echo.
It's Pete, I think.
So I would say this. I watched the Tyreek Tua thing. And I said this 2 years ago. And Pete, I think you were right there. And then you agreed. I saw Tebow. You're too nice. You're not able to that Tom Marino used to slap dudes in the back of their head? And that's Duper and Clayton. What the hell are you doing? I need you to
What do you want, a bully? You want somebody slapping people up, Sharif?
Listen, let me just bring context.
Hey, I'm with you, Sharif. I'm with you.
So I'm bringing context. The context is you can't really. We got to bring the leadership out of Tua. It's not can I get your input as a wide receiver? Gaskin, can you give me the input from the running back room? No, it's what the hell did you do on that last play? I need you to do this. Don't come to me. Go over there. Get over there now.
But you're just saying he needs to be the same leader that somebody else is, but that's not who he is. So why should he have to be something else?
So my quick take on that is thank you very much, Mr. Tyreek Hill, for pulling it out of Tua, because that is your personal job that you put on your shoulders.
It's Irving. Irving,
I want you to continue to pull that out of Tua. It's not, oh, I'm gonna need you guys to come work with me. Come work with me with a passing in Hawaii. No, I need you guys to freaking watch my dogs, and I'm gonna be right back. And whenever I get back, and I need all the wide receivers to come to Hawaii now. And that's
I think I said this after my reaction.
That's my take.
Yeah, my reaction from the show. I said this during that show. I said, look, I think that Tyreek is somebody that is there to help Tua on many different levels. And one of the things that he's doing for Tua that I don't think there's been any consistency of in the, this will be his third year in our building, is he's never had a consistent somebody supporting him that had a high enough swag. Tyreek, when he walks into, he demands a level of respect, right? Tyreek does. And so for Tyreek to be able to put it to hey, this is how you need to go about commanding yourself in the locker room, outside of the locker room, and any situation. I don't think Tua's ever had that. And Tua even said it in the episode. He's like, and Alabama, everything was laid out for us. We didn't have to do anything. Like, we were told this is what it is. And that's neither here or there. That's
Which
the
I was shocked at.
That's the reality of Alabama for him, right? And so he comes here, and he has 2 different head coaches now, 3 different offensive coordinators, multiple backups behind him. There's nobody that's been here on a consistent basis that, from a leadership perspective, that says this is how you should conduct yourself as a starting quarterback.
And I'll even go deeper.
Fitzpatrick being the closest thing to him, but he was only together with Tua for 1 year. So,
and I'll even go deeper, Steven. In 4 instances, if you guys watch it over and over, the interview with him and Tyreek, you'd see in 4 instances, Tyreek said, no, dude, you got to tell us. And look, man, you're going to tell me what to do. Look, in 4 different instances, Tyreek was there to interject and intervene intentionally to show this kid it's not going to be, I'm going to each running back, receiver, tight end room to get their input.
Sharif, what you fail to realize is if Tyreek Hill is not doing this and begging for the ball, he's not going to get it. Tua's best friend, Jalen Waddle, is in that locker room, and he's eating all the targets. He has to do this. This is already becoming a locker room problem. This is becoming a locker room problem, and it's starting to fend off on the fan base.
The thing is, Pete, he has to be in a position to prop up his quarterback.
No, hold up, Irving. I got to call out Pete. I got to call you out, bro. Pete
is helping my argument.
Are you sitting here saying that there's a locker room problem between Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill? Because if you are, that's crazy.
Pete is helping.
Look, I'm telling you right now, it's more than likely stirring up like grandma's pot on an early Sunday. It's stirring up, and you can see it. Where
have you seen it, Pete? They haven't played a game.
It's about you got to think about the future sometimes, and deep down inside, both of these guys are not gonna get 100 catches at the same year.
So Pete,
It's about numbers, Steven. It's about numbers.
So Pete, what you're doing is
all I was saying. Hold on.
You're hijacking it, right? And you're turning it into an immediate negative when I'm telling you that Tyreek needs to pull something out of a freaking quarterback that we need to know can be franchised. You've hijacked that and turned that into you see what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is it needs to happen. It needs to happen from Tyreek. He's going to pull that out of Tua. In 4 instances, if you watch the interview, Tua was trying to be nice guy. His Christian mentality. He needs to. And guess what? Tyreek is there to do that, and we will see that this year, as opposed to in the last few years where Tua he wanted everybody's input. Tua is gonna now be a savage dude because if he gets anywhere in top 10 or top 5 area, which I think he can do, Tua is now gonna be bossing these dudes around.
And Sharif, I don't think a lot of the fan base, I haven't heard anybody even talk about this, but guess what? There's one thing that Tyreek Hill did to Tua that it's absolutely no excuse anymore. Tyreek Hill literally said, "Oh, one of my first days of practice, Tua had to show me where to line up and what the play was." Exactly. This is it. Tua knows the playbook. There is no ifs, ands, or buts after this, and he's letting it be known the pressure is up. There's not going to be, oh, no, there's a slow start because Tua doesn't know the playbook. No, it's already confirmed, buddy. It needed to be said, and Tyreek Hill said it. And the fan base isn't going crazy on this. I don't get it.
Pete, how is that not? Hold on, Sharif. Pete, how does that not defend the argument for the two people that are pro Tua compared to somebody like?
No, I'm not saying. I'm just letting the pro Tua guys know that a lot of things are ending. Excuses. The list is getting real
Let's get
slim.
something straight. I don't want to speak for Tuaneers because
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
But I don't. I'd like to think from the people that are supposed Tuaneers. I don't think that they've made excuses. I think they've said this is the reality of the situation.
They don't make excuses. It's 19 offensive coordinators later, and all of them blamed the coordinators.
True. They've had 4 offensive coordinators in 3 years.
So let's talk about Tua's personality.
Pete, Pete, you're telling me that doesn't make a fair argument from the standpoint of, hey, look, he's had no consistency, no consistent leadership inside of that locker room. Ever, anywhere.
And you don't take into consideration that nobody wants to work at the stinky fish factory?
Tyreek Hill! What the?
What do you mean, Tyreek Hill? Bro, Chase Edmonds came over here for the money. Tyreek Hill came over here for the money. It's for the money over here. Look, they're paying Tyreek Hill to be a mentor and a tutor on teaching Tua how to be a leader. Can we wake up, fan base? I'm sorry to put people down.
You guys are forgetting that Tua is a young player. He's only 24 years old. Like, it's okay for a veteran who's played in the NFL for a very long time to.
I'm sorry to tell you, Tua's considered a veteran right now. He's a veteran in this league.
But he's still a young player.
Why does he have to be this so-called dog in order to be successful?
Yeah,
why does he have to? Why does he have to?
Listen, there's nothing wrong.
What are you talking about?
Listen,
do you see what that kid was? Roach, do you not get it? Do you see what that kid did in Alabama? Did you not see how he made cornerbacks in Alabama look like they shouldn't even be top first-round draft picks?
So, Pete, what I would say is he has to move a different way. And when I say move a different, because I think.
But the thing is,
look, Roach, I'm glad you said that because you get me a little rowdy on top of stuff like that.
Say something real quick.
Because Roach just made me think. I'm sorry.
Let Sharif and Irving go. Go ahead, Sharif.
I'm sorry.
Flo had him too reserved. And when I say too reserved, he came out 2 times and said, I would have never started this kid too early. I believe that his mother, and I don't think his mom would have wanted it. Now, I say that to say this. Stephen Ross wanted him starting week 7. Now, that said, we know that now Flo wanted him to be reserved. This kid is reserved. Now, what I see from what I've seen in that interview, Tua is sneaky vicious. You realize when he said, oh, how is the chemistry going so far? Tua's like, didn't you see that I'm underthrowing him? Tua is a sneaky, vicious mother effer. And why do I say that? He kept repeating, I underthrow it. I'm underthrowing. What's going to end up happening? This guy, I'm counting it right now.
And you like a little snake that talks behind your back and does little sneaky things, or someone that would say it in your face?
Tyreek Hill is that type that will say it in your face.
He's doing is he's lulling the NFL cornerbacks in to say, "Oh, I underthrow."
But listen. I don't know. We're going down rabbit holes and stuff like that. We're making it a big thing than it's supposed to be.
This is why.
What rabbit holes? These are all real, true concerns, Irving.
No,
I'm
I
sorry to
know.
tell you.
No, they're not. This is not concerns. I think we're looking too much into this. Look, listen, there's nothing wrong with a wide receiver who's been brought in here to believe in his quarterback and to instill confidence in him. There's nothing wrong with that. What matters at the end of the day, hold on. What matters at the end of the day is how Tua performs on the field this season. That's all. If a boost to Tua's confidence is what's needed, then okay, that we'll benefit from that. But we'll see how it results on the field.
And if Tyree a natural leader,
yeah, he is. He's been to a Super Bowl. He's like,
and then it
been
doesn't
there
matter.
and done that.
People complain like he's a wide receiver. He shouldn't be the leader. Well, some people are just leaders, and they're wide receivers. Some people in the military are leaders, but they actually haven't been in a firefight. They're just born leaders. And just because Tua's not the type of leader you all want, his leadership skills have been developed since he was a little kid. Since he was playing Pee Wee, his dad gave him some.
Yeah, but Roach, come on.
What he needs to be is he's gonna love you.
Sharif, what did he say?
Consistent. That's all. He needs to be consistent and prove himself that he can be this team's franchise quarterback. That's it.
One at a time.
Put up or shut up.
I underthrow. I did it. He said that at least 4 times.
And he said something else, Sharif, when he was talking about the other player that he was throwing him the ball or messing with him, with his mind, and he thinks that makes the players better. Like, that's what I'm talking about. Those little sneaky games like that.
He's doing is he's telling NFL cornerbacks, I can't make that throw. Please believe that I am underthrowing. He said that at least 4 times. Apparently, people are going to say what they're going to say. So I am underthrowing. Now, you know what that's going to do? If anyone brings 8 in the box or believe they can play single high against the Miami Dolphins for the next 5 years, they're out of their damn mind. I'll play the swear jar because you got to be kidding me. You will not be able to play single high with the Miami Dolphins.
That's what Tua struggles against. Why would the film and defensive coordinators go against what Tua struggles against?
What does he struggle?
This is what I'm trying to tell people. Stack box and crowding the middle and confusing them. That's it. Disguising the blitz, and you can send 3 and he's still going to be frantic. But here, Roach, this is what I wanted to say. Because you kind of got me a little itchy with that question.
Media when he says he's underthrowing, he says it to Tyreek. I'm underthrowing. I cannot.
This is the issue with the Tua guys and Tua in general. And I hear, we gotta support him. We gotta be nice.
Listen,
why you guys are listen to this, okay? This is a quick top 5 draft pick, right? A top 5 draft pick.
I agree with that.
There is absolutely no excuse to be okay with subpar to mediocre play.
Absolutely agree. 100%.
We're not gonna look if he's average, we're not gonna just be satisfied. He needs to be in the conversations of elite. And if he's not up there, this is going to continue. So I ask you guys on the panel, Irving and Steven, do you ever see Tua being elite and being in that top 5 category?
I will never, unless he takes
Hold on.
Go ahead, Steven. I'll answer that.
I'm going to tell you
later.
this, Pete. I think that the book is still out on him and that you cannot make a fair opportunity to say that just yet. Now, with that, hold on, Pete.
Don't dance around. You're dancing. You're dancing, Steven.
Pete, are you going to let me finish? Or are you going to interrupt? Okay. Number two is he has no excuses this year. I will give you that. I will stand on my hot box and say, hey, look, Tua, you don't get an excuse this year. You don't perform. You're not the guy. Now, with that being said, Tua has every excuse to perform correctly. He has everything going for him this year. There is nothing that's really against him this year. They improved the offensive line. They improved the offense around. They improved the weapons he has to the side of him and behind him. They have done everything.
You see Tua being a top 5 quarterback in this league. Anybody on this panel? You're dancing around that question.
Can I answer that?
I'm going to put my head on the chopping block.
Hold on, Sharif. Can I answer that? Listen, unless if he doesn't take a Drew Brees type of trajectory to his career, I don't think Tua will ever be a top 5 quarterback. But in order to justify all the investments that the Dolphins have made into this young quarterback this season, he has to provide at least top 10 to 12 play, because if not, it'll all be for a waste. That's it. That's the only thing.
I don't disagree with that. And Pete,
my counter to Pete, right quick, Steve. My counter to Pete quickly is, I will put my head on the chopping block. By week 5, I will count 10 highlights worthy of ESPN from the Miami Dolphins. Before week 5, I'm going to say this right, because guess what? How the hell are you going to cover Tyreek and freaking Cedric Wilson and Waddle? Tell me,
Sharif.
And Pete,
they don't have Xavier Howard and Byron Jones. No one has them. Nobody has them.
Pete,
so how are you going to cover?
I'll for the same question that you answered, can Tua be a top 5 quarterback in this league? Do we need Tua to be a top 5 quarterback in order to be successful? We don't. No. We don't.
Mm-hmm. We need at least top 10, top 12.
We need him to be better than what he is.
5. We can't.
Hold up.
Tua tatted on them. There's some fans that have Tank for Tua tatted.
Yeah, but bro, he doesn't need to be a top 5 quarterback in order for him to be the quarterback we need him to be to win a Super Bowl. Does it help? Yes. We need him to be better than what he is now. Nobody's denying that. Nobody's sitting here saying Tua, what he is now, gets us to where we need to be. Nobody's saying that. I'm saying, I have said he needs to improve a little bit. There doesn't need to be a drastic improvement. But I will say I think he's going to drastically improve. I think he's going to have a big jump from year 2 to year 3. Very similar to somebody else in the AFC East that we saw, and that was the moment Stephon Diggs went to Buffalo, Josh Allen took his game to another level. And I'll say the same thing about Tua. I think Tua takes his game to another level this year.
And just to add to Pete, it has to come from Tua either sweeping the ball, either faking, tossing the ball, or a direct pass for those highlights. I won't cheat you and say, oh, it'll come from a kickoff return or something else. It has to come directly from Tua.
Tyreek Hill.
I'm putting it on the
is number 1.
See 10 highlights.
Tyreek Hill is number 1 in deep ball reception, Sharif. He's number 1 in deep ball yardage, Sharif, and he's number 1 in deep ball touchdowns, Sharif.
Man, I'm telling you.
I understand. Listen, this is another. This is the issue. This is look what's going on. No, Sharif, I'm done with this, bro. I'm about to jump out because this is what gets my Dolphin blood pressure flowing to the extreme. I have to go. I'm pulling up to where I need to be, and I'm gonna try to come back as quick as I can. And this is what gets my blood pressure going. We're accepting the fact that Tua was the best quarterback and the best deep thrower in college, and now we're accepting that it's okay to hand it off. It's okay to throw screens. Not too long ago, we screamed Bill Lazor out of here. When Bill Lazor was our offensive coordinator, we hated him and we screamed him out of here because all he did was throw screens. And we're coming back to it all because of the Tua love. All of you that want this McDaniel and Tua support to work out, it's all Tua ears. I don't want to hear support. Simple and plain. We are done. We are done. Think about what I just said. Think about that.
Before we can talk.
That's all I'm saying. We're running
the ball. Comment on what Pete said.
Pete just dropped out.
Yeah, he didn't let us respond.
The thing is, we're running the ball. We're really not a passing team. We're going to deceive you in terms of what we see in your 8 in the box. But that's the whole thing, is deception.
I will tell you this, Sharif. I think you're dead wrong, but I will say this. You could be right. It's a 10% that you're right. But I'll say this. The whole narrative that the O-line has been fixed is a joke, Steven. It's a joke. Has it improved?
It's been upgraded.
Yes.
Did I say that it's been fixed? I said it's been addressed. I said we've addressed it.
It has not been addressed yet. I feel we went from the 32nd ranked O-line in the league to 1920. That's not average. That's not average, Steven. That's not average.
Bro, if two things. Number one, I think here's the other thing that you're forgetting, Batman. We also brought in Matt Applebaum, who I have said consistently on my show was the biggest offseason acquisition this team had, was getting that offensive line coach from Boston College. The man took Boston College and made their O-line top 10 in the entire nation. So we already have potential good players on our team that I believe he's going to take to that next level.
But Steven, let me ask you this: did he bring those guys in, or did he inherit them in Boston College? No, it does matter.
Hello, founding father.
Bro, I guarantee you,
I'm here.
He will take currently what's there and make it to and make them better.
I'm not denying that.
Sure
Listen, so with that being said, along with T-Stead, along with what's his face, who we also got as well, Connor Williams. You have to understand we improved the offensive line. Did we? Is it where we want it to be? No. But
this is the thing, though. Why don't we focus? Yes. Why don't we focus our energy? Because this, I reiterate this year after year after year, and people say that's an excuse. The team is going to go as far as the O-line. You could have Derrick Henry back there. You could have Tyreek Hill. You could have Peyton Manning. If your O-line sucks, and we're done. We're at 10 wins right now.
We don't know that our O-line sucks right now. We know
but we need
Tua makes our O-line look so much better. His pocket
Stephen D.
is
Stephen D.
What's up, EM Dolphin?
Stephen D. If I may, listen.
First of all, I miss you, EM Dolphin fan. How are you, brother? I love you, brother. What's up, man?
Listen, salute to everybody on the panel real quick, man. I'm working right now. I had to literally drop everything that I was doing. Because did I hear you say that Tua doesn't need to have a drastic improvement this year. He just only needs to improve a little bit. Did I hear you correctly?
Yes, he said that. I heard him.
Say that. What did I say in that same breath?
He said that right out of his mouth.
Wow.
Perfect. What did I say right after that? I said he will have a drastic improvement. He will step up big this year. I did say that.
Make no mistake about it. Listen. Make no mistake, there has to be a significant.
Steven, I'm just poking at you, man.
I know.
I just messing with you.
There has to be a significant improvement from Tua. Does he need to elevate to a top 5 status? No. But between that 10 to 12 range, he's going to have to improve and get to that level.
He will.
Hang on, just for us to have a chance. Because we improved tremendously. We agree that the personnel that they brought in. Probably as a organization, probably the best we've seen in 20 years. But guess what? 8 to 9 other teams in the AFC got just as good. Brought in.
Well, I don't know if they got just as good, but they did.
No, not just as good. They got better.
No. The Chargers. Listen. The Chargers are just as good as us. They on paper, to me, they have the best defense in the AFC. The Cleveland Browns, if Deshaun Watson plays, I know that might still be a little touchy conversation to have, but if Deshaun Watson plays in Cleveland, that team is a Super Bowl roster.
I don't disagree.
You're talking Oakland. I mean, you're
Buffalo.
You're talking Las Vegas. You're talking Buffalo. You're still talking about Kansas City. You're talking the defending AFC champions, Cincinnati Bengals, and we have to play. The Ravens, you're talking about, the Patriots, bro. Come on, no. At the end of the day, we have I will put from a talent standpoint, I will match our roster up against anybody's. But guess what? You look at those teams that I just mentioned, their rosters are just as good as ours, bro. And again, what's going to determine how, what level we can get to as a team is consistent play at the quarterback position. So make no mistake about it. Tua has to take a significant leap this year.
And you need top 7 play. You forget about top 10, top 12 play in the NFL. You need top 7 play in the AFC because that will get you into the playoffs. I don't care what anybody says. You need at least top 7 play to get you in the playoffs.
It's funny that EM brought this up. One of the things that we were talking about the last couple of weeks is, I think from a football standpoint, I think, Vegas, what they've done this offseason is great. I think that they made a lot of great moves. I think they're going to win the AFC West. A lot of people disagree with me, but I think Vegas has got a really good squad. But I say that to say that you look at where they're at and you look at what the Dolphins have done, and you got to say to yourself, okay, Dolphins, based on last year's team, they significantly improved this offseason. But the problem is, and to EM's point, is everybody else got better too. Even the Super Bowl champions who improved their offensive line, they went out and got 3 new starters on the O-line on already a team that went to the Super Bowl, right?
And they can already match our skill position players. They can already match us, bro.
T. Higgins is
so.
I give you that, right? And Burrow is definitely better than Tua. So with that standpoint being said, like I get it, but all you need to do from A is have a team that can compete, which we have. B, you have to get hot at the right time. I think Cincinnati made it to the Super Bowl because they came together as a team and got hot at the right time.
And
do I think they were the best AFC team last year? No, but they got hot at the right time, right? Ian?
And you need stability at the most important position in all of American sports.
Consistency. That's the word.
And so what we need from Tua is for him to be better than what he's been.
We need year one Tua.
No, we need.
You need Tua. You need Arizona Tua.
I need. Don't make that mistake.
Alabama.
You need Alabama.
You need Alabama Tua. You need Alabama.
That's elite. That's elite. That's number one.
No, that's not elite. I don't think that is elite. I don't think
Tua was the top 2 quarterback in college. Don't get that
because of 3 reasons, right? There's multiple reasons, but 3 stick out to me. He was the top 2 quarterback because he was on the best team in college football. Point blank. The weapons around him were great. Number 2,
4 or 5 star recruits.
The play calling and the offense that he was in, amazing, right? And number 3, and this is the reality of the situation, is he played college football.
So Stephen D, what you're trying to say is
aren't that great, you know.
So what you're trying to say is you're trying to replicate the same amount of success that they had at Alabama in terms of talent on the team this time at the NFL level in Miami by trying to recreate the same thing that Tua had around him, which is the speed on the outside, right?
Well,
is that what you're trying to say? Like.
I don't think I've thought in depth enough to say yes or no on that. I see your point that you're making, but here's what I'll say to that.
No, that's what I thought you were trying to say.
No. What? Guys.
In order for him to be successful, that's what I'm trying to say.
Trent Dilfer went to a Super Bowl. Brad Johnson went to a Super Bowl, right? These guys won Super Bowls, right? Joe Flacco went to a Super Bowl.
But listen, Steven, but what you're just counting.
But there's 2.
Listen, they had historically great elements to their team. We haven't seen that yet in Miami, bro.
Well,
we don't know what this team is going to be.
That's fair. That's a fair statement. But what I will say to it is I do think we have a top 10 defense in the NFL.
Is it historically great? No, it hasn't been.
I think that's to be determined. I think the players are there. But
again, Steven, to when people make that comment about, well, Brad Johnson got to the Super Bowl, Joe Flacco got.
Time out. I don't discount what I'm saying. What I'm saying is they had people around them. We're almost saying the same thing. And Tua has the weapons around him. He has a team around him. There's a reason why I make the statement and say, well, Tua doesn't have to make this big step because the team as a whole made that step. They made that big adjustment.
Don't see. I think that's very irresponsible. That is very irresponsible statement, Stephen D. Again, I keep telling you. Yeah,
here comes Von Joe.
We got better. We got significantly better, bro. But again, like I mentioned earlier, these other teams got better, and on top of that, their quarterbacks are elite right now. So they can match us personnel-wise, 1 through 53 from a talent standpoint, and on top of that, their quarterbacks are playing at elite level.
To my previous
point,
no. Hold on, Em. I want to have a discussion with you because to your point of what I was saying, right? I think that Tua is 10 times better than Brad Johnson or
are you serious? Brad Johnson made the Pro Bowl. Brad Johnson has been a Pro Bowl player. How the hell is Tua light years ahead of him?
I think that Tua is better than Trent Dilfer. I think he's better than Brad Johnson. I think he.
I'll give you Trent Dilfer, but
maybe
Brad Johnson was extremely one of the most accurate quarterbacks we've ever seen. Okay. What are you talking about?
The point I'm trying to make is on those teams, I think in my opinion, Tua's better than those guys at a talent level, right? So when it comes to that,
that's fair.
He's all so okay. So we're on the same page there. So it's not like we're playing that it doesn't matter who's quarterback. It does matter on this team who the quarterback is. I will give you that. On those teams, it did not matter who the quarterback was. As long as you could manage and not turn the ball over, you were good on those teams because of how great the defense was. I agree with you. I don't think this defense is as elite as those are, but I think it's good. I think it's good enough to win a Super Bowl.
But then again, Stephen D. But again, I think
gentlemen.
Hold on, real quick, Banjo. With the amount of investments, not only that you invested on Tua with the 5th overall pick, okay? Add to that the amount of resources that you spent to build this team. This is a Super Bowl caliber roster, okay?
Me.
Why are we expecting for Tua to give us Brad Johnson and Trent Dilfer type of production? I don't want that from him. I think we invested too many resources.
He's going to be better. He's going to be
for
better
him to play at that level. I want him to play like a top 10, 12.
Time out. No, I don't.
We should all be
inaccurate.
Stop it. Hang on, Vonjo. Hang on.
No.
I agree with you, Irvin. Greatness as fans, us as fans now, right? Us as fans, listen, every individual, think about the investment we all make as fans in this team. So we expect, right, greatness from top to bottom. And look at the investment. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. Look at the investment that the Dolphins have made in Tua. Multiple coordinators fired on his watch. A back-to-back winning head coach fired on his watch. Not one, but 2 generational quarterbacks, players that are on Hall of Fame trajectories, passed over for Tua Tagovailoa. So, goddamn it, greatness is the requirement.
That's
not expectation.
Requirement. Preach.
I don't want to hear none of that.
You said
preach.
What 2?
My bad. Go ahead.
That's exactly what I want to hear. Bro. None of that Trent Dilfer nonsense.
Hold on. I want to ask Ian a question. So, Ian, let me ask you a question. I'm going to ask you 2 separate questions. Okay. You ready?
Hold on. Wait. Before we ask that question, can we go back to a comment that this is a Super Bowl roster?
Thank you.
No, it is not.
Thank you.
It is not. See, that's the thing. We get enamored by
playoff caliber roster.
Pause.
Hold
on. Let me finish because I let you guys raw. Because at the end of the day, we got Super Bowl weapons. All right, you can say we have Super Bowl type weapons. You act like this complete team is stacked up and down. We have a whole offensive line that we still have question marks all over. I'm not going to say they're trash. We have question marks all over. Our linebacking core is not grade A. All right, we have a grade A secondary. We have a solid D line. Our linebacking core is still the weakest part of our defense. So how is this a Super Bowl?
I mean, Super Bowl rosters also have question marks on
them. What about
Bonjo,
the running backs?
You out of your mind, Vonjo. No. You out of your mind, Vonjo. Hang on, Steven.
Our current offensive line as is right now, today, is better than last year's.
No, sir.
What was the bar last year? Stop it. The bar was so low.
We were the worst offensive line today.
Listen,
is better.
Line last year.
Listen, top to bottom, when you're talking about one, is the roster perfect? No, but it's a championship roster, bro. You look at all the elements you need to make a deep playoff run in the playoffs. We see it all the time. Let's address the defensive side of the football. We got a pass rush. We can get out. Hang on. We can get out. We can rush the pass, or we can stop the run, and we can cover. Right?
We can rush the pass. Stop it. No.
Okay. Stop. I don't want to hear. Anyway,
we do not.
Can I finish? Let me finish. Let me finish.
We don't have organic. We do not stop. We don't.
Can I finish?
Quarterback.
Can I finish? You don't. First off, you don't have to have organic pass rush to get to the goddamn Super Bowl. You don't have to have that.
Swear to hell, bro.
But you don't have to have that, Vonjo. Stop. At the end of the day,
psychology class. Just come to this channel.
Listen, we have skill position play. We got a plethora of talent. We all know if you're going tight ends, wide receivers, running backs, we can match up with any team in the entire NFL, bro. Stop. At the end of the day, the biggest question mark on this team that determines how far we can get as a team come playoff time is the quarterback position.
EM,
Period.
not only that,
No,
but look
it's
at our
not.
defense. We don't need marquee players or like a said titled marquee player. Dude, our players are versatile. They can do everything. They play all
Are
over
y'all
the place.
drunk?
They play positionless football, bro. You don't really need this said player title here. Like, this Mike linebacker's gotta
Oh,
be a
I get
super.
what y'all saying.
No,
I get what y'all
yeah,
saying.
that's what I'm saying.
Y'all
The
saying
players.
that we have the weapons on offense. If we
No, I'm
had
saying
that
on defense.
great
No, but
quarter,
I'm saying on defense.
The
You don't
defense is
necessarily need like.
I don't hear you.
the defense is a championship level defense. I mean, we've
But
seen
It's a
it.
playoff level. It's a
But
playoff
what I'm
level.
trying to say is that we don't
It's
need
a
a Mike
playoff level.
linebacker.
No,
We don't need
the
like a
defense is
traditional
legit.
positional
Can I
player.
say something?
Our players are
Can
versatile.
I
They
give
can
you a
line up
can I give
anywhere.
you a defense that was
EM,
Super Bowl
could I ask
caliber?
you
That
what
was that
happened?
New York
What
Giants
happened
versus
when we didn't have that nigga?
that was that Tampa Bay
Hey,
versus
Von Joe,
Raiders.
Von Joe,
Our
real quick.
defenses aren't like that.
Von Joe, the Patriots just won 6 Super Bowls with the same philosophy, right?
Right.
Name me. They didn't have
They had
consistent
the quarterback.
organic pass rush. They had, again,
Or a
they
great
rely
running
on their
game.
scheme. They rely on their scheme running game, and they rely on, I'm talking about from a defensive perspective. They stopped and choke out the run. They're excellent. They were excellent against the run, and they rely on their scheme to generate them 80 to 90% of their pass rush. Oh, I'm not saying they haven't had great pass rushers in the past,
Yes,
but what I'm saying over the 20-year over the duration of their dynastic run, they did not have a one dominant pass rusher that you can line up individual and say, go get the passer for me. So I don't want to hear that about you gotta have the organic pass rush.
EM. So we choke out. Hold on, EM. So we choke out the run.
They've had run stoppers.
When Raekwon Davis is in the lineup.
Hey, we played like a top 10 defense in the second half of the season. If you guys forgetting that, we played like a top 10 defense in the second half of the season last year.
Irving, second half of the defense, we started playing that enigma defense. When we go into that zone crap, if one player is hurt, we have one bad defensive back that's not fully healthy. We can't play that.
Now I give you that. Now that's fair. Now I give you that, bro, Joe. I give you that. I give you that.
We saw that at the beginning of the year.
That's what. Yeah. I got you.
This ain't Syracuse. The zone don't work.
But I'm saying in terms of without injuries, our players can do.
My base on a Super Bowl type defense, that generational defense is that I get to line up. I don't have to play no scheme, and I'm gonna whoop your ass man on man.
Swear, Joe.
Yeah, but that's like that's why we brought in guys like Melvin Ingram.
This is where hopefully the offense meets expectations. That way we can play truly complementary and we can start playing more with a lead. Because we've seen what this defense is like when they play with a lead. They are dynamic when they are playing with a lead.
Because when you play with a lead, you force the team to be the offensive opponent to be one-dimensional. And that's when we could sit there and pin our earbacks and go back. We don't have to guess and play. They're one-dimensional. So our offense had to force other teams' offense to be one-dimensional. That's the complementary defense and offense that we need.
You know what I want to see, Von Joe?
All right, I'm out, fellas. Hey, salute to everybody on the panel. You know I had to address. You know I'm always addressing foolishness.
$2 to the swear.
Hey, EM.
You know I got to address foolishness. So I heard a lot of foolishness this morning, so I had to come on and address it real quick.
Hey, EM,
I love you, EM. You're the man, brother.
Hey, EM, real quick, brother.
Yeah.
I lost your number. Put it in the private chat if you can.
Yeah, I got you, bro. I got you, man.
All right.
Von Joe, always respect, homie. Always respect.
Hey, always love, brother.
I actually I'm more excited to see if we can get growth out of Noah than out of Tua this year.
Aren't we all?
Like I want to see Noah covering one-on-one, racing down the field, and
make a play on the ball. Good God.
And
just swat it.
And he needs to be covering Tyreek during these practices and trying to keep up. Like he needs to and I want to see him in preseason. It's
every
now or
highlight
never.
this offseason has been Noah getting roasted, which makes me sad, but he's checking Jalen Waddle and Tyreek. So I can't be too upset. And in the same sense, I look at it as Tyreek, you've only seen Tua throw you the ball versus a guy who couldn't get on the field last year. You could be blinded by that. He might actually be as bad as advertised. So pump your brakes.
Yeah.
It's just it bothers me that I see this kid playing, I see the team playing, and I don't see him out there, and I'm like, come on, man. Like, we spent all this. You guys scouted this kid. You all should know what you're getting.
We missed out on Jonathan Taylor, bro. Like, I will never let that go.
Oh man, don't even talk to me about that. Why'd you mention that, Rashad?
That was a Brian Flores. That was a Brian Flores pick.
And Chris Greer.
Go. Did I get Javon Joe? Yeah. I know
Somebody
that.
said something. They said it's his positioning is bad. He doesn't get his head turned around, so he can't find the ball.
He never turns his head. Like, he never makes a play on the ball. The one time I seen him make a play.
No.
The one time I seen him get his head around, Stephon Diggs snatched it off the top.
Which is questionable because he used to be a receiver he used to be a wide receiver in high school and at Baylor, so that doesn't make sense. Maybe he wasn't a good receiver.
Like, he can't spot it. Like, he's not finding it in the air. Even when he's
I don't know what it is. Like, he's literally there. He doesn't see the ball at all. In my eyes,
yeah, sometimes he just doesn't get his head turned around. Sometimes
he doesn't even make the tackle, but he's
not understanding
how
the
can
defense?
you be right there? I don't think he knows.
I have no idea, man.
Has the ball.
I haven't seen enough games to,
Like, he watches cleats or something. I don't know what he's doing.
Well,
like, the receiver has the ball in his hands, and
he's got the range and athleticism.
Yeah, I was just wondering because I'm like, is it his? He's not having off the field issues, right? That I heard of.
No,
it's just on the field.
And he was a man cornerback in college too. That's the craziest thing about it. Like,
what team was he for again?
Auburn.
So I want to see tape of him covering guys from Alabama.
He covered Devontae Smith. Locked him up. I wouldn't say locked him up. He was the best corner.
It's crazy though. Like,
a route runner.
Yeah.
You know, one of the things that I find very interesting here from the standpoint of the Dolphins and the fan base and how they're looking is it's funny how people see it from different perspectives. From the standpoint of, like, some people see this roster as Super Bowl caliber. There are other people that see this roster as really, really good, but not quite Super Bowl caliber.
At least they're playoff caliber, you can say.
Yeah. I mean, but
it doesn't matter. You can say playoff
what
caliber.
Makes it what?
Fine.
I guess the
caliber,
question.
yeah.
Let's break it down into its simpler form. What makes a playoff roster a Super Bowl contending roster? What are the differences?
Can I give some point? You got to have leaders. One.
Okay.
Like, I give Tyreek Tyreek is a
Teron
leader.
Armstead is a huge leader. That's
Tyron,
like a big leader.
Yeah, they're on offense. Now we go to this defense, and we have
Jerome Baker, Javon Holland.
No, Javon can be a leader, but they're not leaders. I mean, leaders of men.
Elandon Roberts is a captain. I mean, those are leaders.
And he wouldn't start on 28 other football teams.
Xavier Howard, I don't know
You know what
about
I'm
that.
saying?
I don't know if he's like a rah guy who wants
Von
who
Joe,
you in
I
that
think you're
locker
trying to
room.
say
I don't know
something,
about
but your
that.
connection is a little off.
Yeah, Von Joe,
I don't know. I don't know.
Tony,
I don't know if Xavier Howard's that type of locker room leader is gonna like lead the guys and unite
That's
them.
my point.
Yeah,
somebody
I
who's
never
gonna-
saw him that. I think he's a great individual player. I don't know about a leader.
So Anthony was saying we need to be patient because he's only been in the year and a half for Noah. But if you're drafting a corner for the NFL, you're saying they're like you ain't drafted a project at that pick.
In the first round.
Yeah, that's like a later pick.
He feels like an undrafted free agent at this point. He
feels like
to do.
he feels like one of those
something.
quarterbacks you drafted that you want to like transition to a wide receiver or something.
He's a project corner. I've never
Can you
seen
guys
one
hear
of
me?
those, but
yeah.
Can you guys hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
Elandon Roberts being a captain is a problem. Okay. That's a problem.
Exactly.
There. We
That's
have
my
it.
point.
We solved the issue. We solved the issue.
I know, Von Joe. He's your inspiration. That's why you hit those weights every day.
Him as being a captain is literally a problem. Like, what are we talking about? We got a guy that can't start on any other 32 team, but he's a starting captain for us here. Yet this is a Super Bowl roster.
fullback.
Okay, all right. That's the game we playing. Okay, I got y'all.
I mean,
but Von, what is so? Let me ask
Steven,
you.
the difference between Super Bowl and playoff team is execution at pivotal points.
Do you think this is a playoff team? Do you think this is a playoff team, Vaughn?
Do you think this is a Super Bowl defense?
Yeah, but the thing is, we got to, for us to make the Super Bowl, we have to execute and hope for other people.
I mean, without all this talent, we're one game away from the playoffs.
I even said that. I said all you need is three things. Didn't I say that a little bit ago, guys? I said you need talented players, which the Dolphins are, right? I said you need to get hot at the right time, which there are plenty of teams in the NFL that can do that and have done that in the past. Cincinnati this past year made it to the Super Bowl because they got hot at the right time. The Giants' 2 Super Bowl runs wasn't because they were the best team. They got hot at the right time.
Okay. Next,
you just need to get hot at the right time. And then the third thing you need is you need a little bit of luck. You need a little
what is luck?
Luck is a
preparation. No, preparation meeting opportunity. That's what luck is.
Okay. All right.
Ooh. You gotta have you prepare every day. You
let me write that down.
Let me
write that down.
Jonas.
When
you prepare at the right level and you put in that work and that opportunity comes and you capitalize on it. That's what luck is. That's all it is.
Hey, bro, can that work for gambling?
Fire today.
Can that work for
gambling? You know what I would say? If we had a Tyreek Hill on defense, like you see how he's taking over the offense? Because honestly, I feel like Tua does not know or did not know that he had the power to be like, this is where we're going. This is where we're practicing.
Hold up, time out. Real quick. Stop the presses. Please tell me Pete is watching. I just need to know if Pete is watching right now.
Pete?
Why? What did Pete say earlier? That Jalen and Tyreek were having problems.
Oh, locker room issues.
Didn't he just say that?
He's gonna be on the next. He's gonna be on the next.
Pete, this
is gonna be on the next thing.
Pete, this is for you, buddy.
Pete,
this is for you, right here. I hope you're watching.
Account.
Stephen D got the receipts.
Me and J Dub gonna create fake Twitter account. Give me so much I be wanting to say. Right. How do y'all deal with that? Like you see it, I think it's y'all at practice. You don't want to speak on it like you said. It remains to be seen. Y'all just gonna let y'all.
Who is that guy in the black shirt?
Bro, it's just
Julius
like a horror.
That's his lawyer. That's Tyreek's lawyer.
You gotta
no prior.
Tyreek's lawyer. Tyreek's lawyer.
All of the clips they been releasing and stuff like that. You just can't show it all. Right. You know? Like that's why I really believe they like showed that clip of Tua underthrowing me. You know, just to get people talking because they really know what Tua capable of for real. Like there's a plan behind everything, bro.
Right.
That's the way I look at it. I don't know.
What's your name, Jalen? They got a plan, trying to bury the man.
I ain't gonna lie.
Man, this is better coverage than our beat writers.
It looks scared right now. Look, answer this, and you ain't got to give us everything. Tua last year, going into this year, how does he look? I'm not gonna sugarcoat what's called it, bro. It's been him. Like he been that guy since Alabama. Since Alabama, like he's been that guy. He's been the same guy. He's gonna come in consistent, accurate. He's gonna make the throws he's supposed to throw. He's gonna show out, be a great leader. He's gonna be all that. Like so, it's no real like big. I'm not seeing no big like when the plays he be making in practice. So it's nothing new. It's like, bro, I've been seeing
like
I've seen, but it's like I'm gonna be happier when everybody else get to see it. Oh man, when everybody else get to see what I already know, who's been like. So I'm just excited for that. For not even for me, but for him. Like for him, bro. Like people don't be understanding, bro. Sometimes, bro. Like I just like to see other people happy, bro. Right. I swear, ain't nothing like seeing somebody else happy, bro. Especially like he good. Man, dude. He's a good dude too, though.
Those mics sound good, don't they?
Like for real.
I blame Flores.
Steven, those are the mics I was telling you.
He held Tua back.
Literally,
Flores.
Literally, if they cancel Tyreek's show, I would not feel no way.
No way.
That show is pretty boring.
I would not feel no way if they cancel that podcast.
Yeah, but Joe, guess what?
If they don't bring a season,
you're gonna listen to it, ain't you?
No, I won't. Just to come back. I only listen to it to come back and have something because I know you're gonna talk about it and to have a conversation with you, to have an intelligent conversation with you.
But Von Joe,
that's the only reason.
His show is brand new.
It's boring.
He's learning how to run a podcast.
No, it's boring.
My show was boring in the beginning.
No,
Stop.
it
Leave my
wasn't.
man alone.
It was boring. It's
Julius,
boring.
if you're watching, Julius, I love you, bro. You my guy.
Who's Julius?
Julius is the co-host. That he has watched the show.
He's boring too. All right. My name is Von Joe.
I bet you
I live in
won't say
St.
that.
Cloud. You know where you can find me. I am at CF Sports. Your shit is boring. That's $3. There
Swear
you go.
jar, I'm about to say you at $3, cuz.
All right.
Away.
It is boring. It is boring.
This so
Okay.
everybody knows, Von Joe's at $3. EM, you still owe $2 to the swear jar, good sir. You still owe.
Julius and Tyreek, if I was on the turnpike driving a long distance and I had to listen to your podcast, literally, my family, I would have to call AAA, and my family would have to come get me from the hospital because I'll probably flip over my car 15 times.
Von Joe, you're a hater.
Falling asleep at the wheel.
You're a hater, Von Joe.
I will be another statistic.
Man.
Another
Von Joe, you know there's some
statistic.
people that might feel that way about my show. You don't know that. There's some people
That is very true. That is very true. But I know for sure that some things those are opinions if they feel your show is boring. That is a fact that show is boring.
Dang.
You have opinions about your show, but that is a fact.
It's true. The show is boring.
I don't want to hear the fact that again. I don't want to hear the fact that
if you go back and listen to my
first
first couple of
entertaining.
If you go back and listen to my first couple of podcasts, they were not good. They were not good. Like they're still growing, Von Joe. Let them find out who they are.
They're professional athletes, not professional podcasters.
Yeah, like give them a shot.
Well,
listen.
I know steroids and HGH is not allowed, but he needs to inject something into that podcast. It's not allowed in him, but into that podcast he needs to do something because they literally sit there and talk about nothing.
Well, then you know what you do?
You
You give it a thumbs down and you write a comment with your critique, and they can make improvements.
It's not even worth that much.
If they read the comments.
It's literally, he said nothing. Jalen Waddle said, well, I'm saying, he been that. I'm saying, no, I don't know what you're saying. You're not saying anything. What did you just say?
Honestly, the Tua one was uncomfortable to watch. I cringed. So.
Yeah.
All of them been boring. All of them have literally boring.
Shake Money paid for EM and your
Why
swear
did you
jar.
cringe on the
Shake
tour?
Money, man.
Shake Money.
That's a real one right there. That's a real one right there.
Shake. Shout out to Zamunda. That show is so boring. I'm sorry. It just puts every time I literally have to force myself to listen to it. I force myself to listen, Steven.
You're breaking up.
Damn.
Why did you cringe? Why did you cringe?
Look at Dolphins detoxification.
Hello, Mr. Founding Father.
He said it needed to
How
be
you doing,
said.
Irving? How you doing, Irving?
Thank
I
you.
just wanted to pay you guys a visit today.
He didn't fit.
Who is this?
Abraham Lincoln was
I
talking
just
smack
wanted
about
to pay
you.
you guys a visit today. You guys have been talking about this great quarterback by the name of Tua Tagovailoa.
Who is this?
Hey.
We are off that,
hey.
sir. We
That's
are
our
off
that's
that.
our first president.
We're not doing this. We're not doing this right now.
Is this
That's our
David?
first president ever.
I'm
7 years
some
ago,
fuck
there
America
was a great
shit right
quarterback
now.
by
Like,
the
cut
name
it
of
out.
Tua Tagovailoa.
That you got the wrong president.
America can kiss my ass.
I know who it is.
Get the presidents out of here.
I'm not
Who
gonna
is it,
say
MC
though.
JB?
I'm not gonna say.
Nah,
but I
MC
know who it
JB,
is.
who is it?
Keep it. It's
I'm
George
not gonna
Washington,
say.
okay? It's
I'll
the
give
same
you- I'll
dude
give
that
you a
chopped
hint.
down the cherry tree,
He
okay?
was on the fence tailgate.
That
But I'm not gonna
cherry
say.
tree was pretty awful. I had to get rid of the darn thing.
Is this crypto?
Ding ding ding.
Who is crypto? Is that some kind of currency?
No, Stephen D.
You sound like
No,
an
Stephen
old.
D.
You sound
I
like
think
one of
it's
those. You sound like one of those old radio ads back from the 50s. Look here, go to Advanced Auto Parts for all your advanced auto needs.
What the heck?
Tobacco cigarettes. If you want to get the best cigarettes around, go get tobacco.
Not tobacco
That's exactly what you like.
Not tobacco cigarettes.
That's exactly what
We have our finest licorice. We have our finest licorice.
Those were very good at the time. I like it.
Now, Joe.
It's 200 years of history here we're talking about.
Who's the last wide receiver we see talk up their quarterback? Like
who?
The last wide receiver we've seen.
T.O.
No, in the NFL. I think it's Odell.
Odell
I think not
even Eli talking about.
You know what I
Mayfield
think
when
it
he
is?
got
I think Tyreek Hill is 2-1 on.
When he showed
I
up
think
to
Tyreek
Cleveland,
Hill is 2-1 on, bro. I think that's the guy wearing the dolphin mask.
Tyreek Hill's
When OBJ went to Cleveland, he was talking up Mayfield when
Maybe
he
it's
first
been
got there.
him the whole time.
You don't remember that? He said, "Finally, I got a quarterback who can get me the ball where I need it."
Yeah, we saw
I do find it funny that these guys are like, I want to get a fake Twitter account, or I want to get a fake I want to get a whatchamacallit.
Tony says he's backstage.
I know he just dropped off. I was about to bring him on.
Oh, okay. I didn't see it.
Rashad, you're breaking up. Rashad, go ahead and come back.
Rashad.
I'm gonna go in.
Yeah, Rashad. Again, the podcast is boring.
It's not boring.
That's my
You're
thing.
a hater. You're a hater.
You just don't like it.
All right.
That's okay. Just say you don't
No,
like it.
It's not your cup of tea.
no.
Bonjo, you know what you can do? You can change
It's not a
the
cup of
channel.
anything. It's not a cup of anything.
There's people out there that don't think the new Batman movie's good. I do.
There are people out there that think Miami Sports Music Podcast Network's the worst.
Listen, the only thing I have problem with Batman movies is that everything is so
Can you
dark
hear me now?
that I literally have to change
Rashad,
the
much
contrast.
better.
I have to change the contrast on my contrast and brightness on my television just to see anything on a Batman movie. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. Everything is dark and just
I know,
gloomy.
right? That's true. That's true.
I literally have to turn up the brightness just to see what the fuck was that. Damn, see
I know.
Yeah, CB83.
I'm back at
CB83,
$2.
just so you know, CB83, you have 2 credits for 10-minute timeout, and so does
What you
Damian
mean,
Beast.
Bonjo? To make it even worse, me and CB83 is about to meet up tomorrow.
Just want to let CB83 know he has 2 credits for a 10-minute
CB8,
timeout.
he can't time me out because CB83 be in me and him meeting up tomorrow.
What are you saying? He's scared?
Oh, so you're gonna
That's exactly what that
you're
sounds
flexing
like.
your muscle? Is that a threat?
No.
That's what
Is that a
Bonjo's gonna
threat?
say. Do you even lift,
Okay.
bro?
Jose
First of
Valdez
all-
says, Vonjo, your clanging and banging on screen is freaking boring.
I agree. You probably should. Exactly. It's more for most people that can't lift.
Fighting words, bro.
Most people that can't lift.
Got
it is
him.
Hey, I gotta give him credit for this though. He's in the woods. He's in a park right now, and his audio sounds good. So, there you go. Oh, never mind.
Whoa.
Never mind.
Well,
As soon as I said it,
That's not me.
No, I think he's just moving his phone around.
No, who was that? That wasn't me.
that was you, bro. Your phone
I don't
just
know
like
who
got.
that was.
You just got tapped, bro.
Rose
Two and out
kind
just
of
tapped your
jinxed
phone.
it.
Two and out just tapped in, dude.
That's
that-
probably
that was
Tyreek.
just-
That's
I'm
probably
just sorry,
Tyreek
bro.
messing with your feed.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
you better
I'm sorry,
delete
bro.
those texts.
Yeah.
And we know. And the
Tyreek
thing
is gonna
the
put
reason why,
Bonjo on
I'm gonna tell you
blast.
the truth. No, I'm gonna keep you 100. The reason why it could be so boring is that the Dolphins probably heavily edited so much.
You think
Maybe.
the Dolphins control it?
You saw what
Maybe
happened
that
to the you saw
maybe
what happened
not.
to the Tour podcast. That thing was so heavily edited.
Yeah,
The
it was.
players are just
We listened to the whole
boring.
thing. It was edited
They've
That thing looked
been
man, listen.
because they were
traumatized by
talking about
Flores
saving and it
for the
cut
last
off.
2-3
They were talking about
years.
saving and it cut off.
Exactly.
Maybe they'll
At the end of
release
the
a
day,
uncut version. I don't know.
listen. At the end of the
Maybe.
day, that thing is
Behind a
more
paywall.
chopped. Listen, that thing is more chopped and screwed than Paul Wall.
Oh
Wow.
damn! That's a good
Bonjo
one.
coming with that fire
So-
this
I
morning.
know
bro.
for real. I'm
So
saying
what
he's
you
on fire
want,
today, bro.
Bonjo, is you want it to
I
be
think
a
it's the. I
live
think it's after.
podcast.
I think it's that gym effect, bro.
Bonjo, you're out of here for 10 minutes.
Ooh.
Bye
You're
bye,
out of here for 10
Felicia.
minutes.
Now, Steven, let's
Outta
talk about
here.
something important.
Hold on,
Those
that's 12:02. I'll see you back at 12:12, Bonjo. I'll see you
How
back
about
here
those-
at 12:12.
How about that pod mic he was using? Those are good.
Those were good. I enjoyed those.
$100 microphones sound like that.
Hey man, hey, I guess they don't make, as Vonjo would say, any more interesting or any less boring. All right, Concrete, what's up, Concrete? Get up here, man. Take yourself off mute. Good morning.
What's
brother.
up, fellas? What's up, fellas? Man, I'm
What's
gonna
up,
just say this
Concrete?
about the Tyreek podcast. I'm like, damn, somebody take care of that for me because but,
Swear jar. Swear jar.
Oh, you
got
just
me for
told
the
on
first time.
yourself.
That's all right. I'm an honest person.
Hey, y'all have
only
a
thing
good
I-
day.
All right, MCJB. Hey, the only problem I got with the Tyreek podcast is like, damn, everything is situated around Tua. Like, y'all don't have anything else to talk about?
Nope. Apparently,
And
I've
that's the
said that.
problem. That's a
I
problem
know.
for me.
To be fair, none of us talk about anything but Tua anyways.
Nah,
Nothing's
I'm
more
not-
important than
I'm
Tua
not
right
in
now.
it. I'm not
Yo,
part of
what's
that
good?
group.
Hey, I had to come replace that nonsense Von Joe was talking, man.
Von Joe's in the back room, just so you know.
What's
Von
up,
Joe can
CB?
pay $20. He could pay $20 to put himself back in, but he
I
ain't about that life.
I had to put that nonsense in time out, man. That was crazy.
I know, bro. Von Joe be doing the most, right? He be doing the most.
He do, man. He be hating for
He
no
just
reason.
he just gets fired up when he comes out of the gym. That's why.
He's like, oh my God, I gotta get all this anger out.
Man, you think after he leave the gym, it will be already out his system, right?
No, apparently he's not working out the right way. That's what
Bro,
it is.
He's
just working out so he can show his wife that he works out every day. He's not really working.
Oh,
He does a little bit of a
Stephen D. Shots fired. Damn. I guess you want that smoke, Stephen D. Huh?
Yes.
When you come out of the gym,
Oh my goodness.
Oh, my bad.
y'all hurt me out around here.
Yo,
Concrete.
if you really working out, bro, you tired. You're not getting on here talking nonsense.
I know, right? You're not getting up here and doing it. Just so y'all know, y'all can't see him.
Maybe he's just
in the back
clanging.
right now.
Maybe he's just hitting. Maybe he's just dropping the weights and clanging and make it look like he's lifting a lot. You know, like
he gotta be. He in there showing off, man.
Hey, Von Joe, it's $20 to get back in. Donate $20, double, and you're back in here, Von Joe, and you can.
Man,
we don't
Von
have.
Joe ain't doing that.
I know. He not about.
Tell him
that
to say that 20. He gonna need that 20 tomorrow, anyways.
With training camp around the corner, we got some injury-prone players
you're not
that.
going to cover his lunch?
Huh?
CB83 ain't going to cover his lunch?
Oh yeah, CB83 ain't gonna cover his lunch.
No, I can't cover his lunch, man.
They
I got kids, man.
They don't have $5 footlongs no more, so they can't go eat right at
Y'all got
Subway.
that friend y'all got that one friend you meet and always want you to cover their lunch?
Hey, look, man, you got this time. All right, man, good. I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Man.
What is Concrete drinking?
So what's the subject, fellas?
Who's this?
Tua, more Tua.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. I can make it Tua all day, every day.
Who's cried
Tua, more Tua?
Who's cried
Oh,
to
Pete's back.
24/7?
How about let's talk Van Ginkel?
Can I
The great
finally
Van
reply to Pete? Nobody
Yes.
let me reply to Pete earlier.
Yeah, go ahead and reply to Pete. Go ahead.
I forgot what it was about.
See, you don't even know no more.
It was so long ago, I couldn't get
It was
around
something
it.
about Tua, right, Rashad? Just think about it. It had to be something with our Tua.
So Pete,
Not saying the right,
you-
Stephen D. Not saying the right.
I pay. Hey, Stephen D. I paid my swear jar fee. So.
And you put some tax on it. I like it. Well, $1.49, $1.50. I've never had anybody pay $1.50 before, but I appreciate it.
Hey,
Swear
I
jars
agree
paid
with
up, Irving.
I agree with Caller. Top 5 linebacker.
Who?
Van Ginkel.
AVG? On the roster? Yeah.
Yeah, we need to
You
talk.
know what?
He don't get,
I
he don't
like
get enough
color.
media coverage.
I like color,
I wish
but
he
I'm
would
sorry
move
to
him
tell
to
you
middle.
that's not
I would
happening.
love AVG
There's a
on
higher chance Jerome Baker becomes a top
Ooh,
5 linebacker
top 5
before
linebacker.
Ginkel.
That's a stretch. That's a stretch.
On this roster, he is
I
top
think
5.
Van Ginkel was a
Yeah, I like on this
What do you
roster, he's top
What do
5.
you think's more likely?
I'm starting to
Tua's a
notice
top
something
5
about
quarterback. Hey Pete, is it more likely that Tua's going to be a top 5 or that Van Ginkel's going to be a top 5?
Tua.
Really?
It depends. Now that's a good question.
Ooh,
It
because of the
depends.
weapons
That's
around
I
him.
thought.
And
Whoa, Pete.
It depends.
He about to say something outrageous like,
and Mike McDaniel.
He always
Put
starts
some
nice
respect
and then
on
he says
Van
it
Ginkel's
outrageous.
name.
Then
And
he
Mike
makes
McDaniel
outrageous.
is
No, man, you gotta. I mean, at the end of the day, the
He likes to
ceiling is
draw
higher
you
on
in
Van
and then go
Ginkel's
bam.
side, whether you like it or not. Van Ginkel, by the fans. Some fans want to see him more. They want to. They're like, oh my God. And they don't say the same thing about Tua. Some just already flipping off of him. That's the issue.
Lance, CB, you're out for 10
it.
minutes. He said you can't do that to Von, CB. You're out for 10 minutes. Sorry, CB. Oh, boy, Von Joe supporters out here. They over there like, oh, you can't do that. You can't be putting out my man like that. All right.
Y'all making fun of Von Joe working out, but he's teaching these guys how to get it done.
He's doing all
What's
his
up, Pete?
workouts wrong.
Here's a question to the panel. Nobody's not
I hear you.
concerned about this. All this tour talk that there may be a confidence issue with the kid. Like for real talk. Like how much do you have to, push something for him for it to be like believable in my eyes. You feel me? Because I'm like, it's like you beating a dead horse after a while. He's confident. We
You
get
guys are.
it. We get it. I get it. He's confident. He's that dude. But why you got to keep going on about it? That's my thing. Nobody's not concerned about that.
About what?
About what
I
now?
don't think. I think he should just be able to be who he is, and if he's not the leader, then you bring in another guy in the huddle who's the leader.
I think Tyreek
That's
is just
my
now becoming he's just become a Dolphin, so now he's seeing what all the other players are seeing, and he doesn't like it. He thinks his voice and what he says can change something, but all we want to see, we want proof. We want to see it. We don't want to see it in
59547. You
practice. Some
You
of us
can't
do.
ban people like that in his Tua voice. Go ahead.
Tyreek Hill is looking to destroy the chemistry between Tua and Waddle.
Bro,
Okay.
I just played Jalen and Tyreek together. Did you not see that? Were you not watching?
No, I've been in and out, man. Last time I checked it, EM was up here screaming the exact same things I was trying to tell you guys.
I'll play it again because you obviously need to see it.
Yeah.
All right, hold on.
It was definitely for Pete.
To be said, it was for you. I don't mind playing it. It's a 2-minute thing. Just watch. Just watch, bro. Because this was for you, Pete. Here we
This
go.
is kind of cringy too.
No, Pete. Watch. 2 minutes. This is all you. Put yourselves on mute.
Wait.
Me and J Dub gonna create fake Twitter accounts.
It be so much I be wanting to say.
Right. All right. How do y'all deal with that? Like, how do you deal with that? Like, you see it.
I think it's
y'all
funny,
at
though.
practice, but you don't want to speak on it like you said. It remains to be seen. And y'all just gonna let y'all on the field play show.
Bro, it's just like a horror movie, bro. It's just like suspense, bro. You gotta get that build up, just like all of the clips they been releasing and stuff like that. You just can't show it all.
Right.
You know? Like that's why I really believe they like showed that clip of Tua underthrowing me, just to get people talking because they really know what Tua capable of for real. Like there's a plan behind it.
Oh my God.
Well, listen, they not done yet, Pete. Listen.
I ain't gonna lie.
Just listen.
That boy looks scared right now.
He's scared.
It looks scared right now.
Look, answer this, and you ain't got to give us everything. Tua last year, going into this year, how does he look?
I'm not gonna sugarcoat what's called it, bro. It's been him. Like he been that guy since
Alabama.
Since Alabama. Like he's been that guy. He's been the same guy. He's gonna come in consistent, accurate, gonna make the throws he's supposed to throw. He's gonna show out, be a great leader. He's gonna be all that. Like so it's no real like big. I'm not seeing no big like when the plays he be making in practice. When
So it's nothing new.
It's like, bro, I've been seeing.
Like,
bro.
duh.
I've seen, but it's like I'm gonna be happier when everybody else get to see it.
Oh man,
when everybody else get to see what I already know, who's been like. So I'm just excited for that. For not even for me, but for him. Like
for him, bro. Like people don't be understanding, bro. Sometimes, bro, like I just like to see other people happy, bro.
Right.
Oh,
I swear, ain't nothing like seeing somebody else happy, bro. Especially like
he good.
Man,
Dude.
he's a good dude too, though.
Like one of the nicest people you'll meet.
Right.
Like for real.
That was for you, Pete.
Hey,
Take
Pete,
yourself off mute, Pete.
Oh yeah.
Crazy. Hey Pete, check this out. You've been talking about them two Waddle so much. I think they heard you, and that's why he's on the episode.
Yeah,
now.
bro. I think you're the one who caused that, Pete.
You've been talking that up like crazy. Waddle, and next thing you know, Waddle's on the episode. So
you over here talking about Waddle and Tyreek. They don't like
and then I'm gonna troll people.
If you don't stop.
This is you heard what you heard what Tyreek said right there, right? He said the underthrow was hold on, because this is why I scream at you guys sometimes. The underthrow was PR driven to make fun of. Isn't that something I speculated on this channel? I said they have to be doing this.
Pete, don't change the subject.
Okay, I'm not, but I'm just saying I'm not changing the subject. I already said I'm not wrong, because if you hear me, listen to me. I already said
Waddle like each other. They're boys.
Bro, no, this is all. This is what I'm saying. They're not boys. This is what I'm trying to tell you. This is a PR move. This is a PR move. Okay. This is to make them seem like everything is okay, but everybody knows already what's going on.
Time out.
Tyreek has an agenda, in my opinion. He's gonna get Tyreek. I mean, he's gonna get Tua and Waddle out of here. That's just the way it seems. That's the way it's unfolding. What do you want me to tell you, Steven?
About, Pete? What is you
Pete,
talking
but didn't you
about?
say that there's a divide in the locker room between Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill?
Of
Did
course.
you say it was Tua's fault, or you said that they're gonna have it because of the problem with their targets?
I wish
Like,
somebody would. Like,
one is gonna be more targeted than the other. What's your argument?
My argument is you cannot have two number one alpha receivers that are identical to each other that can play the same exact roles. You could put both of those guys on punt return, on kick return, in the backfield, in the slot, outside. You can do that with both of them. And both of them want to do it. They want the ball.
I understand that, but you just said that Tua's gonna be the reason that they're both he's gonna drive them out of Miami.
Irvin, you remember when you were in elementary? Do you guys? Everybody here, not just Irvin. Do you guys remember you were in elementary and middle school and you had a best friend? You had a best friend, and then the new guy is coming in, and the new friend is stealing shine. You guys are gonna happy about that? Like in reality, there's a little. So you guys never felt a little jealous?
Just change your
a little jealous. There's jealousy, bro.
I love you. You're my guy. But your thing today, I as soon as you said it, I thought that was an insane comment. And then 5 minutes later, Tyreek posted this on his Twitter that like, bro, first of all, it's not a team thing. This is Tyreek's podcast. If they weren't boys, you think Jalen Waddle would come up there? No. He'd have no reason to.
Who else? But who else does he have to go on the podcast?
If I don't,
this guy's only bring. Come on.
It doesn't have to be just Dolphins on this podcast. Dude.
Oh my God.
You're forcing it. I know you want to believe it, but I'm telling you, it just feels that way.
What are you talking about, bro?
The locker room problems are gonna happen.
I don't see
when the targets are not there. Listen, and Mac Jones. I mean, what's this dude? Jalen Waddle. He wants to sit here and talk about. Oh yeah, he's a leader. We already know he's not a leader. So he's talking out of his mouth. Okay, this is the things I'm gonna point out right now, just so you guys can. So he's talking to as a leader, and we know he's not a leader. Jalen Waddle literally said Mac Jones is better than Tua. Now he wants to retract that. Come on, like let's just. It is what it is. The Dolphin fan base needs to realize we're dealing with subpar play at quarterback, and these guys that are on the team cannot do what we do. We're casual fans. We're just fans. But if they had the voice we can, I'm pretty sure Tyreek Hill will be like, no, get him out of here. I want a better quarterback, but this is all part of the plan.
Waddle said that Tua is that guy.
No,
that's what
Crypto.
He said.
Sorry, look,
Waddle
Mr.
said
Pog,
Mac
Mr.
Jones
Pog,
is
real
that
quick.
guy.
You just
He
no,
said
Pete,
Mac
you're not
Jones is
making
that
any
guy.
sense. Your argument is not making any sense. You said that there's going to be a problem, a divide in the locker room because of target shares between Waddle and Tyreek Hill. But then you're making another argument, completely new argument, that the reason that they're going to be out of Miami is because of Tua. Supposedly because of his play, that they're going to be run out of Miami because of his play. Those are two different arguments.
That's not two different arguments. That's not two different arguments. That's all intricate.
That makes no sense.
One thing. Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
No. One thing is complaining about not having enough targets. That's one thing. A quarterback's play is another. Those are two different arguments.
Hey, Steve, I gotta get to my class, man.
Yeah, I
make
can make
sense.
people go to their
That's all I'm
class
saying.
early. I know that, Roach.
All right, later.
He's going to his class, Pete.
I usually
Because you
make
got
people
some
go to their class
outrageous
early.
takes today, Pete. You talking crazy.
My goodness,
It's
you're all
not
over the place
crazy.
today, Pete.
Hey,
It's
Pete,
not-
so
it's
let me
not-
ask you a question real quick.
I
before
literally
go
told
on.
you guys, right? I literally told you guys, in my honest opinion, Tyreek and Waddle are identical. Okay? You're gonna put those same guys in what role? Who's the lead role? Remember,
Okay,
players could be
that
good,
has nothing
but
to
who's
do
the
with
lead
Tua.
role? Now it's Tyreek Hill. Jalen Waddle was the lead role last year.
Okay.
He's not gonna be as happy
That's
as he
fine.
was last year.
That's
This is a
fine.
problem. And where I'm trickling it to is, guess who's buddy with Waddle? It's Tua. That's his buddy.
You're giving me
Okay.
heart conditions.
Like
Now
it's
it
not.
makes
It's not. It's not nothing that
Now
is
there's a
out of
little
this
bit of
realm.
sense there. Now I can see that. I can see a little bit of that. But you
Exactly.
were
This is what I'm trying to explain to
two
you guys.
completely different arguments about the reason why that there's going to be a divide in the locker room that one of them might go is because of their target share. That they might not be they're not, one is not being targeted enough as the other, and then you're going, two of them are going to be run out because of Tua's play. Doesn't make any sense. Those are two different arguments.
No, I said Tyreek Hill is going to want Tua and Waddle out of here if he's not getting plays. If Tua and his buddy Jalen Waddle are making all the plays, and this is exactly what I'm assuming is going to happen. I hope you guys are aware of that listening to me. The dogs on this team are going to be Tua and Waddle, and that's going to destroy the locker room.
If that was going to be the problem, then why did they bring him over here? If that's going to be the problem. Obviously, they brought over Tyreek Hill for a reason.
Why? It's clear why.
And anyways, Tyreek Hill's not going to be here for long. Waddle's going to be the future. He's going to be the future wide receiver 1 in Miami.
Exactly.
That's the key. You heard what you just said, Irvin? You heard what you just said, Irvin? Did you hear what you just said? He's not going to be here long. They actually both have the same amount of time on their contract.
No, but the thing is, Pete, Waddle's on a rookie
No, you're
contract,
just considering
so you're
age.
Basically not
Look, Waddle, at the end of Waddle's contract, he's going to hope and pray he gets a Tyreek Hill contract. And guess what? With Tyreek Hill here, he might not even get half of it if Tyreek Hill's already begging for the ball.
Listen,
That's
real
all right.
Steven,
That means we
real
get
quick,
him at
real
a
quick,
cheaper price.
real quick.
And then
Tyreek
when
Hill
Tyreek
is
Hill
in
is
his
gone,
prime.
we're
He's
good.
28 years old. Okay? By the time his contract ends, he's going to be like 30, 31, and that's when it's time for it to pay Waddle. Why? Because Waddle's entering his prime. So it works perfectly for the Miami Dolphins.
Thank you.
But what if Waddle? Yeah, it sounds perfect. Irvin, let me tell you something. It sounds perfect, right? But his numbers are not going to be near nothing. And he's going to, you know what's going to happen with Waddle? If he rides that whole contract, I promise you, it's going to be a Christian Kirk scenario. People are going to look at his numbers and they're going to say, look, the Detroit Lions are crazy for paying Jalen Waddle all that money. He only had one good season with Miami. Yet
he's
super talented. And he didn't get the ball thrown his way because of Tyreek Hill.
Real quick, he has to wait 3 years. Give him 3 years more.
All right, hold on. All right, Irving
Pro
and
Bowl
Pete,
play.
hold on. Irving
Okay.
and Pete, hold on. Go ahead, Ali.
My bad, Ali.
Pete,
Sorry.
you used the word assuming. Assuming makes an ass out of you and me. That's what happens. The truth is, you don't know what the deal is on why Tyreek was brought in. You don't know if there's not going to be enough targets to go around. Who knows? Maybe the plan is to use Tyreek as a decoy.
What do you mean?
The truth
No,
is,
we
hold
know.
on, hold on. The truth is,
Mike McDaniel is a run option genius. He runs the ball.
There's really nothing more for him to really do. He got what the ultimate goal is for any receiver, and that's to get paid, right?
Right.
So maybe he doesn't care so much about the targets because he got the bag.
Right.
Have you ever thought
but
about that?
then again, catches and stats are tied to incentives. So don't forget that. That also
This
affects
is
the
true,
financial.
but you can't tell me a guy. If you go back and look at Kansas City targets, right, and they had Travis Kelce there, who's a big-time tight end, and he catches balls and scores touchdowns. They had enough targets to go around between the both of them, no problem. All right? I don't see how you're saying there's not enough targets to go around because, frankly, that's bullshit.
And how is that? Oh, it's bull. It's bull. First of all, buddy, Ali, let me tell you something. We paid Cedric Wilson, and Mike Gesicki. Mike Gesicki has the Travis Kelce ceiling, buddy. He needs targets, and he's on a contract year.
This is true, but at the same time,
hold on, and you said we're assuming, and Ali, hold on, you said we're assuming, and you're absolutely correct. We're assuming based on what the coach brings and his philosophies to the team, which the philosophies that he's going to bring are going to be taking the ball away from Tua's hands immediately, trying to hand it off and play run. Okay, that running the ball more now is less pass attempts.
Doesn't matter.
Come on, bro. This is a locker room disaster waiting to happen. You guys don't want to admit it. We got the highest paid wide receiver in the league, and now we have another receiver that's worth 2 first-round draft picks. If we don't ship one of these guys out of here, this team is heading for a disaster.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, let's trade.
Listen, Pete.
Let's trade Waddle for what's the guy? I can't remember his name. He's in New Orleans. Let's just trade him for a backup so Tyreek can get 200 targets this year. That makes a lot of sense. Let's just get him out of here.
Yeah, but remember,
Let's
they
go
are
get Mac
fueled.
Hollins
Remember,
back. Let's get
Miami
Mac
is.
Hollins back.
Remember, Miami and the rest of the NFL is fueled by the Bengals' success of having multiple number one wide receivers. Like
No. Pete is right. We don't need 2 Pro Bowl wide receivers. That's just stupid.
I mean,
Let's
literally.
hey, hold on, Rashad. You're being funny. You're being funny, Rashad. Check this out. Name another team that had 2 small speed midgets on the outside and did anything with them. Name them. Go ahead, since you want to be so smart and funny. 2 small midgets.
Small speed midget.
Go ahead. What have that ever happened, funny guy?
Wait.
The Miami Dolphins.
I got you. Isaac Bruce and Torrey Holt.
John Ross.
Hello.
Name that team. I'm waiting.
Isaac Bruce and Torrey Holt. Hello. Are you there?
Both Isaac Bruce and Torrey Holt are both over 6 feet, buddy. Both of them are over 6 feet.
Do you want me to get shorter?
I want you to get in Jalen Waddle's, Tua, and Tyreek Hill's height size level. Yes.
Tyreek Hill, and
We're good, bro. Ain't nobody gonna be threatening nobody's family, Irvin. This ain't it over here. We get loud, but we talk sports and debate.
What's the other speedster for Kansas City?
Hey, you don't have to go far. The Marx brothers with the Miami.
Just so you know, Isaac
What's
Bruce,
the
and
number
Torrey
one
Holt
wide-
are listed at 6 foot even, and I guarantee you they're not 6. They're probably like 5'11".
What's the number 2 receiver in
Mark
Kansas City?
Duper and Mark
What was his
Clayton with the
name?
Miami Dolphins.
What was it?
Hardman.
McCullum and
True.
Tyreek.
That's true.
Mark Duper and Mark
Tyreek
Clayton
Hill
both under 6
won a
foot.
Super Bowl. Hello?
Mark Clayton was 6 feet. Go look it up.
No, Tyreek Hill and Mecole Hardman.
Yes, both of them are under 6 feet tall.
Mecole Hardman are not necessarily. He's not necessarily great.
Mecole Hardman is taller than Tyreek Hill, but you guys are pushing it. You guys are pushing it, Rashad. Guess what?
Oh God.
The question was name 2 first-round draft pick worthy guys
No,
like that.
was
You
not the
can't.
question. No, that was not.
You
the
can't.
question. And Tyreek Hill is not a first round draft pick. Cut it out. Try again.
But we got other targets that are over 6 feet. I mean, we got Cedric Wilson. We have what's his face? Preston Williams. Like we have Mike Gesicki.
But those are not the main guys.
OBJ for
Listen, the main guys are Jalen Waddle, Mr. 5'8", Mr. 5'8", 4'3", and then you got Tyreek Hill, Mr. 5'7", 4'2".
The ball is going to whoever's open.
At 6'7".
5'7" Tyreek Hill and 5'7" and a half Jalen Waddle. Those are your number 2s. Those are your 2 top dogs.
But you forget they have a vertical. They have like a 4-foot vertical.
They sure do. That speed comes with the
They are athletic. No, and not only that, they could create. They don't have to rely on height. They're athletic, and they can use their athleticism and their speed combined with their route running to do damage and create separation.
And that
make
sounds
it
like
easier.
Mark.
What I
That
need
sounds
height
like
for,
Mark.
Easier on quarterback to make throws.
Hey,
Make
You
it
can't
easier
keep
on
up with me.
quarterback
What
to
I
throw.
need height
Pete,
for.
this is good. I gotta give Jose to this one. He said, Pete, so besides your love for deep balls, now your size matters too.
Jose, damn, bro.
That's good.
Damn.
That was a good one.
Shout out to Jose, but Jose's a 2 and ear. A 2 and ear with that one. You automatically go on the 2 and ear list with that one, Jose.
Trying to figure out what the giant wide receivers won Super Bowls. Was it Plexico?
Pete, but the only argument, like, it
Mike
will
Evans is
kind of
one,
help you
yeah.
a little bit. I would say the only argument, because if you listen to Tyreek Hill's comments, if you go back to the episode where he had Drew Rosenhaus on his show, he did complain that he felt like he was underutilized in Kansas City. He had complaints about the game plan. So
I already said all of that. This is the thing.
Intermediate.
This is
So
why
that
guys
helps a
like
little
Concrete
bit.
says I'm beating a dead horse. I keep repeating the same exact things. I've said this. I said that already, Irvin.
I didn't say you. I said Tyreek.
No, I know, but I'm gonna put myself on that boat because I said that, Irvin. This is one of the points I've been saying about Tyreek. This is not nothing new that I just started saying today, Irvin. I've been telling you Waddle and Tyreek are gonna have locker room problems, and all of that is gonna start due to them having to want the ball. We're talking about a rookie.
Well, if they're
Listen, we're
professionals-
talking about.
if
Hold
they're
on, to Irvin.
professionals, they
We're
should
talking
do
about
that.
a rookie that this entire fan base came up here on Steven's morning show and was upset that he got snubbed out of the Pro Bowl. Okay? He got snubbed, and I agreed with you guys. But my argument that day was he just didn't make enough big plays, and I blame Tua, blah, blah, blah. But at the end, he still deserved Pro Bowl, at least worthy play.
At least, you
Now,
the argument is that
listen,
there are egos in the
now,
locker room.
listen to this, Irvin. Next year, if
Hey,
we
guys, I
don't
gotta
argue,
go. I'm sorry, Pete. I gotta go. Thank
Take
you
off.
guys. Thank you for having
Take
me.
off. Take off.
Steven. No, I'm not taking off for that because I gotta go to work.
All right, Irvin, be good, bro.
All right,
have a good day.
I'll talk to you later, Pete. Don't worry about it. We'll continue this discussion, bro.
look. So what I'm gonna say to you guys is, you guys agree that he was snubbed out of the Pro Bowl, right, Steven? Kind of, right?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay. Let's say this season upcoming, because ESPN and NFL networks were even saying the same thing. Oh, how come Jalen Waddle didn't make it? He deserves it, blah, blah. That's what they were saying on the media. So just being talked about by the media saying you deserve Pro Bowl lets people know you're on a good list.
I don't know.
What if this guy is not even in the conversations next year, Steven? What if he's completely out of the conversations?
Pete, I got a question for you because tell me what is your end predictions because I really want you to land. You be all over the place, but I really want you to land on this. What are the Dolphins going to do once it all said and done? Because I want to hear what this come full circle for you.
I mean concrete. Let's just be honest, bro. Listen, this is simple.
Parker, and we're good.
This organization doesn't even know what a traditional center looks like. This organization is just building and trying and deeply trying everything they can to make Tua look serviceable. And this is where I think our organization is doing wrong. Not by Tua. I think they should be trying for Tua. But based on what we've seen already from Tua, you could see on the film he's struggling in areas where quarterbacks tend not to really struggle. And we got guys, right, that can literally come out of college, get drafted in the 3rd or 4th round, like Davis Mills, and look exactly like our top 5 quarterback. Those are the concerns. And the thing is, we're going to do this, and then what's going to happen? What's going to happen? Tua's not going to take us anywhere. This is the issue. Like, my problems is this like beating a dead horse. We got a quarterback. Now we got that franchise quarterback, and now they're taking the fame away from him because he cannot pass the ball. So they want a coach that runs the ball. They want all this. Like, come on, bro.
You just went completely away from the question. Like, you didn't answer that question. You said the center, this organization knows nothing about it, and Tua, like, we're talking about Waddle. What do you see?
I'm talking about Tua. Listen, I'm sorry if I didn't even hear. Look, at this point, all I hear is Tua, bro. He's the biggest problem. This is what I'm saying. Like, they don't even want to give this guy a real center. They want him out of here. And this is the question I have for you guys. Stephen Ross, and they want him out of here. And I firmly believe that, Stephen. I'm sorry.
Okay,
and listen to what I'm telling you.
With the price of what in China?
Maybe I didn't hear the question correctly. I got Tua on my mind.
What do you think the Dolphins should do about the situation of us having 2 undersized wide receivers? What would you do, boss? Would you separate the receivers? Would you get a different quarterback? Would you get a different coach?
Me? Honestly, right now, I'm trading Jalen Waddle. And if I could get another receiver, I'm getting him. And I want one like DK Metcalf, something big. But I'm happy with Preston Williams. That's the thing. I want to see Preston Williams starting because I think this. Look. I know you guys are going to go with injury. Let's not get to the injury thing.
No, I'm not.
These guys are 100% healthy right now.
We already got a big wide receiver already on the roster, and he's from Texas Tech.
What Pete is thinking is because we have these 2 speedsters that the big receivers won't get on the field is what it sounds like. Like these.
No. This is what. Listen, this is easy. This is easy for you guys to understand. What Pete is saying is there is 2 Tyreek Hills on this roster. That's good.
I
That's
don't
not a
know.
bad thing. Okay? There's 2 Tyreek Hills on this roster. And both Tyreek Hills are Pro Bowl worthy players. But only one can eat. That's the issue. That's what you guys felt like. These guys are not both gonna have 100 catches. That's it. You need different varieties.
Tyreek Hill normally
Why is
doesn't
that
have
impossible?
No. Tyreek Hill normally doesn't
Because
have
both of these guys,
catches.
look, number one, I'm going to tell you why it's impossible, Ali. Number one, our quarterback is scared to throw the ball if there's not enough separation. That's number one. And number two, if he decides to tuck his balls in and decides to throw them in and start throwing them, guess what? These guys are not big enough to catch contested balls. They're tiny. But these are our number one. Listen, Ali, this is your number one option. And when your number one option is tight, he doesn't throw it. Your number 2 option is another midget. And if he's in contested, you don't throw it. And with this offensive line, you're not going to have your third option available.
So, Pete, let me ask you this. If it's a different quarterback in position, if it's a different quarterback, let's say, and I know I've tooted the horn on my show about this, but let's say it's Lamar Jackson. Do you feel differently having Tyreek and Waddle in the offense? Would it work for you then at that point?
If Lamar Jackson ends on this roster this year, I could bet my house on it. And I could bet almost my house on it. It'll take Jalen Waddle to get out of here.
No matter what. That
what happened? No, it's not even about
having 2 Tyreek Hills. The problem is who the quarterback is and why it won't work. So you should stick with that argument, because I think if you're going to take Waddle and Tyreek off this team and say it's not going to work because of targets, that's BS. If it's because the inability of the quarterback to be able to provide those targets, then yeah, I can see why it wouldn't work. But that doesn't mean we should trade both receivers.
That all intriculates into it. This is what this argument is all about. I told you guys from the beginning. Tua's best friend right now is Jalen Waddle. I don't care what it needed to be said. Tyreek Hill podcast said. That's his buddy. That's who he rode with last year. That's who they worked together, and that was our draft pick. Just like Tua was our draft pick, Waddle was our draft pick.
So why am
Tyreek Hill?
Pete, why am I not supposed to believe when it comes from the horse's mouth? It came from
because
them.
This is a brand new horse that hasn't seen anything in the track perform. It's a brand new horse. He hasn't even seen the race yet. Tyreek Hill can't even sit here and come in and say he's faster than Jalen Waddle. He could sit here and say it out of his mouth, but at the end of the day, they have to race. And now Tyreek Hill is on Jalen Waddle's track. Have they raced? We haven't seen it yet. But at the end of the day, that's just what it is. You got it. This is Tyreek Hill and Tua. This is Tua and Waddle's team. And Tyreek Hill is going to take Waddle's shine, and that's the problem. And they're not going to get near the same amount of targets because they're the same player.
If they win, it does not matter.
What you just told me is our number one gets locked up who can't be covered. He's the fastest guy in the NFL. And then you said we're going to have to depend on going to our number 2 who just broke the rookie record for receptions. But our quarterback's not going to throw it because they're not going to be open when neither one of them.
I can't believe you have.
You got teams like the Buffalo Bills, right? That they kind of shut down Tyreek Hill. They have Tre'Davious White. Let's leave him right there 1-on-1. We're okay with that, and we can double team Waddle, and that's it. Once he goes to his number 1, and there's no separation. He's not throwing to Tyreek. He's not.
Last season,
they stopped Tyreek Hill.
Are you serious?
Tyreek Hill has always owned the Buffalo Bills.
200 yards against them.
Well, okay, let's go back. Okay, perfect. I literally just named a good cornerback just to name a good cornerback. But I'm pretty sure Tre'Davious White slowed him down. He didn't do Tre'Davious White like the way you guys are making it seem. But let's just go back to what Tyreek Hill said. Against the Ravens and against Marlon Humphrey, who shut him down. What happened then? He was mad. They lost to the Ravens. What happened then? So it's impossible to shut this guy down?
Kansas City doesn't have a number 2 wide receiver as good as Jalen Waddle, Pete. And I'm not counting Kelsey because he's a tight end, but,
This was his first year playing without Sammy Watkins. Right before that, he was playing with Sammy Watkins, Travis Kelce. That's what I'm talking about. Who Ian Ball? Are you jumping out of nowhere, bro? You just jumped in the party.
Yeah,
Listen,
because you're talking blasphemy.
listen. Exactly what I'm trying to tell you. Look, when
you guys
Mahomes
won't
was
be able to both eat.
look
These
at all
guys are such
look.
great route runners. They're going to eat regardless.
No,
There's two
bro. When
passes
it's tight
coming,
and
but
contested, he's not gonna get the
Tua
ball thrown
still
because of
throws
the
the
quarterback
ball.
doesn't trust
Seen
it.
Jalen Waddle's college
Where
tape and
where
even
did you get
some
that
plays in
from?
the NFL.
Tua,
Jalen Waddle plays big for his
Doesn't Tua
size.
wasn't Tua ranked
Waddle
in
makes
PFF
contested
one of
catches at
the?
times.
He makes a lot of those bad
Steve Smith.
passes in
Listen,
tight coverage.
Steve Smith played big for his size as well. And matter of fact, sometimes Jake Delhomme threw it up to him even in tight coverage. And yeah, he
Waddle
had
is the
vertical leap. He was
the
able to
difference
mouse
between
people,
Steve Smith
but
and
it
Jalen
didn't
Waddle
work
is
out
that
as
Steve
much as you
Smith was
think.
never the athlete Jalen Waddle is.
It
It
worked
didn't.
out with
He
Mark.
did. It didn't
worked
work
out
out
with
as
Mark
much as you
Pippen.
think.
It
Two
worked
is
out
the
with Mark
GOAT.
Pippen and Mark Duper.
Lance,
This is
It
what I'm
worked
saying.
perfectly with Mark Clayton and Mark Duper. They were both well under 6
I
feet.
have to say that I'm in
You see this?
Alabama.
This is what I'm trying to tell you guys. Like,
Roll Tide.
stop comparing different situations. Name a team with two midget fast receivers that had a
The
very
Kansas
mediocre
City
quarterback.
Chiefs.
Don't tell me Mark Duper and Mark
Mediocre.
Clayton because Dan
Mediocre
Marino's
quarterback.
that man. Dan Marino made receivers better than what they were.
What's his name?
Okay?
What's the name of
Let's
that
just
team?
stop it.
The Baltimore Ravens. What was it? 2001 when they had Chris McAllister. I mean, not Chris McAllister. That was the corner. They had Joey Galloway and
Joey Galloway's a speed machine. He's a speed
Smith
demon.
was on that team.
Wait a minute.
He
Didn't
got
the
two
Patriots?
speed demons.
Didn't the Patriots have
Hey,
Wes?
they
midget
have that white boy called Joe Jerry Vicious? Didn't they have that white boy called Joe Jerry Vicious and Joey Galloway at the same time?
They had Jermaine
One tall,
Lewis.
slow possession receiver, and Joey Galloway was the speed demon. Yep, y'all know it was.
The two starting receivers was Jermaine Lewis and Galloway. Those were the two.
Nah, buddy, it was Joe Jerry Vicious. It was Joe Jerry Vicious and Galloway.
No, it wasn't. It was Jermaine Lewis, bro. And the running back was Jamal Lewis.
Pete, I'm sorry, but
forget
Joe
that, don't
Dervicius has never been a number 2 receiver. He's always been a slot receiver, bro.
Come on, bro.
Who?
Joe Dervicius has never been a number 2 receiver, bro. He's always been a slot receiver.
Bro, that guy was a huge, almost slash tight end looking guy. You could put that guy anywhere. He was like Mike Gesicki in his early days. What you talking about?
But he didn't start, is what we're telling you. He was not starter. The starters was Galloway and Jermaine Lewis.
I don't remember Jermaine Lewis. I don't know. I never even heard of that guy.
Oh no, you put White and Speed Demon together, that doesn't sound right.
No, I said Joey Galloway was the speed demon, and Joe Jerry Vicious was the other guy they were using
Guys,
most of the time.
let me explain something to some people in the chat. If you do not like what you hear, you have two choices. You have three choices. You can either A, donate to the channel, time out somebody, kick somebody off. B, get up on the panel and get with these guys and talk with them back and forth. Or C, B, what's the third thing they can do if they don't like your stuff?
Free yourself.
Free yourself of it. Change the channel. Now, I don't like everything that Pete says. I give everybody the platform. Everybody has an opportunity to talk.
They want to be chat soldiers. Let them be chat soldiers. I'd rather be up here debating with our guys, and I like all these guys up here. Each and every single last one.
All right. Miami Sports Music's #1 Miami fan morning show. Let's go ahead and do final.
Before you say that, I got a question.
Okay, go ahead.
Let's talk about
We got training. I want you guys to answer. We got training camp around the corner. It's literally around the corner. It's gonna drop anytime.
We get them real corners on the field.
We're gonna get players get on the field, and there's gonna be injuries, whether you guys like to hear that or not. Okay? Now, we don't have players on the roster right now that can sit here and take any time off, only because they are injury prone. Most of our injury prone players, listen to what I'm telling you, they have to prove it. They have to prove it still. We don't have the star players that get to sit down when they're injured, and we know when they come back, well, they're good. So who are some of these injury prone players you guys might think I'm talking about that even in training camp don't even have a. They can't. I don't want to hear that he has a pink jersey on because he can't get touched.
X got that for sure.
Okay, maybe I was wrong. X does deserve that.
Yeah.
X does deserve that. Jeez, I knew there was one I had to be wrong. I'm always wrong.
Hey, I don't want
Pete,
Armstead
thank you for
training.
saying that. Somebody clip that. Somebody clip that. Pete's
Armstead,
always wrong.
I'm always wrong. I can't believe I forgot the face of the franchise before the face of the franchise got here.
I want Armstead. I don't want Armstead practicing all that much either.
I would agree with you on that.
Let me tell. Hold on, because I was waiting for that. That's the one I was waiting for, and I can't believe you. You're Lance, right? Lance, let me tell you something, buddy. If this guy sits out training camp, do you know the defense that we have? We need this guy in training camp performing against this defensive line to see what this offensive line could look like, and especially not to get Tua hurt. Can you believe if Tua gets hurt in training camp because they sat Teron Armstead?
I mean, if he gets hurt, it'll be a non-contact injury because you can't touch Tua in practice. So, yeah.
You have to be able to touch him. The Tampa Bay's going to touch him.
No, they won't.
I can't be up here all afternoon listening to your shenanigans. I got stuff to do.
So when we're practicing against Tampa, we can't. Well, we're going to just be proud of Teron Armstead sitting.
We can't hit the quarter. Yep. You can't hit the quarterback in practice. That's the point of
if
they'll blow the whistle.
Armstead gets hurt in our first couple games, that's bad.
Quarterbacks get hurt in training camp all the time, guys. It happens.
But we got great backup for that.
Pete, final thought of the day, Pete. We gotta go. I gotta go. I got stuff to do.
All right, you guys have an easy day. My final thought is, man, I can't wait for training camp, preseason. I want to see some of these guys like Chris Strever. I want to see Skylar Thompson. I just can't. There's some of these names that, Jerome Baker haters are out there. I can't wait till you shut some of you guys up. It's just going to be an amazing season. I feel it. But, man, it's just going to be an amazing season for certain players. Have a good day, guys.
Hey, Pete.
Yes.
Pete, before you go, Pete, are you there? Pete, don't leave just yet. Pete, no. Pete, don't go. No.
Y'all need to stop.
Rashad, final thought of the day, Rashad.
Yeah, I'm right along with Pete with that training camp right around the corner. But I'm looking more forward to the preseason when I can see with my own eyes. I get to see my boys go up against some real competition. You know what I'm saying. I get to see Noah do something. I get to see Lynn Bowden on that field. I get to see the hype over Skylar Thompson. I love me some backups in the preseason. I'm sorry, but besides that, yeah, fins up as always.
Fins up, brother. Be good, man.
Be good too. Yeah, take care now.
All right, man. Miami Sports Music's #1 Miami Fan Morning Show. I want to remind you guys, please donate to the channel. We are $65 away from today's goal. $65 from today's goal. So let's get up there. Donate to the channel. We were on for almost 4 hours today. Come on. Donate. This is great content, great coverage. Donate to the channel. Help the channel grow. All right, let's go to Color. Color, you haven't been up here all morning, man. I'm sorry you weren't up here, bro.
Yeah, I got up a little late today, but shout out to everybody that hung with us yesterday for the 4th celebration. Hope you all had a great Independence Day. You too, Stephen D.
Yep, see, I did, man. I had a great time. I hung out with the family and the neighbors and ate really good, and life is good, man. I can't complain.
Awesome. So I came up to try to get you a little extra money, by saying that Pete is absolutely spot on. Just saying.
What?
But, yeah, just saying. And also, what I really came up for was to give everybody in your audience, everybody in our audience, all these guys that come across all the different shows. We see you all. Y'all are the same people, same audience. Y'all are the reason the MSM mainstream media is dying. We got them done. We got 2 weeks, 2 exact weeks, 14 days till training camp. That's 14 days left in the off season, And you guys are still filling up our chats every single day, every single night, every single morning here with Stephen D. We got year-round coverage now. We put the MSM to shame this year, guys. The draft, off-season coverage, you know, door to door, year-round, back-to-back, putting Lance to sleep.
Put it, Lance. I don't know what's Lance doing, showing us his bald head.
He's
Hey,
like,
I
God, here comes
just
color.
did my head. I
Here
just
comes
shaved
color
it.
with his sob story. You know what I mean?
Like, what are you showing us, Lance?
I just shaved it. It looks good.
Wow, Lance. Wow.
Now you just
I
need
got.
to
I bought that. I bought that Liberty. I bought that Liberty razor thing.
Oh, well,
Freedom. That thing's awesome.
My goal was to try to get more, more donations. You showing your bald head, I don't know if that's helping my case.
Well, somebody's going to get sick of looking at it, and they'll kick me off. That's $50.
Lance told us he used to be into breaking, bro. So we figure he got that shiny head from busting out the beatbox in the
That's true. That the middle of my head is like actually shiny. I don't even have to shave that shit.
Pete said Tua has you losing your hair.
That's true. But so does the Dolphins.
But really, shout out to the whole audience for helping us put the mainstream media to shame this offseason. We've been able to just about cover you all the way through. We got 2 weeks left.
You got 2 weeks left.
2 weeks.
And
so
then,
there you
and
go.
then it's back. And then we're ready to go.
Positivity for the day. That's all you get out of me.
All right, Color. Love you,
Later,
brother.
guys.
Be good, man.
I love you, man. Be good, Color. Take care, Color.
All right, Miami Sports Music's #1 Miami fan morning show, Clock Blockers. Let's go to Mr. Polk.
Just want to kind of touch up on what Color said. It's guys like you, Stephen D, Color, Batman, GOT, a whole bunch of guys. Dougly Do Wrong, K Fleck. All you guys, man, are providing us with information that didn't exist years ago. As far as our team go and as far as the NFL go. And then by having people on the panel and the channel, that provides more information. And we all here, learning from each other and respecting each other. And that's what makes it so enjoyable to come up on these platforms. And we got people from different walks of life and the whole 9 yards. We may not agree with certain things, but at the end of the day, we're Dolphin fans. So I just wanted to say that, fins up. One love out to all you guys, man. All of them.
All right, man. Look, be easy, Mr. Polk. I appreciate those kind words, brother. You have a good one, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah,
all right, y'all take care. All right. Hey, Crypto, I see you there, Crypto.
All right, Mr.
All right, the founding father. Final thought of the day, founding father.
Listen, Stephen D. This has been a joy, a pleasure. Been a pleasure. I had to come out of my 200-year slumber just so I can chime in on the sports talk here. You guys are giving us great content. 200 years of Dolphin history. I'm very well pleased. I'm going to have to find some more cherry trees to chop down. But listen, Tua could win with midget wide receivers because the tall ones didn't do him a damn good. No damn good. So I'll take my bet on the midget wide receivers right now because the tall ones that he had didn't do nothing.
Hey, man, look. Hey, you and your cherry tree, you need to make sure you eat them without the pits, all right? Pit those cherries.
We got to pit the cherry. Are you telling me to pit my cherries, Stephen?
I am definitely telling you to pit your cherries, George Washington. Definitely doing
that. Okay. I like the cherries. I like them with the pits in them. It's real good. It's got nutrition in it. Very good nutrition.
You're the man, Crypto. I love you, brother.
All right.
Be good, man.
Lance, have a good one, man. Hey, you too, brother. Don't overstock on that Flying J's chicken, man. They got some good chicken at Flying J. So
they got rid of the ones I like the most, and that's the Tennessee smoked chicken.
The Tennessee. Oh, they got rid of the Tennessee
stopped making them.
Oh man, that's crazy. What about the spicy ones? Do they got the spicy ones?
Yeah, they still got the spicy, but I like the smoked ones better.
Yeah, the smoked ones is pretty good. Yeah. I used to stock up on them all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Not bad. Yeah, not bad. Pretty good.
All right, be good, Crypto. Love you, brother.
All right, man. Have a good one.
All right, Lance. Final thought of the day, Lance.
For all you Alabama fans, I love Tua. Since I'm here in Alabama, I don't want you coming up to me. But anyways, good luck, everybody. Happy Independence Day. A day late. Hope it was great. Love you, Steve.
Love
Till
you too,
next
brother.
time.
Tell people donate to the channel.
Donate to this damn channel.
Swear jar. See, now you got to donate.
No, damn is not a bad word.
But that's $2.
Damn you.
That's $3. All right, Lance, be easy, buddy. I appreciate it. Remember,
All right,
we're
brother.
$65 away from goal, people. Well, Lance just made it $62 away from goal. I appreciate it, Lance. I'll talk to you later, brother.
All right, man.
Concrete, final thought of the day, my friend.
Man, I like Color said, I got to give y'all props, man. I didn't know there was an off-season YouTube or channels and all that through social media until I started seeing y'all. So y'all are providing great on the street content because y'all working y'all way up to the media and y'all get a lot more respect. So I respect that and love to all y'all. Hey, final thought. Can we wait until the 53-man roster is set before we make any assumptions? I get it's good to go back and forth, man, but the team isn't even set yet. Trades may happen, players may be cut, like y'all all say. Let's see what it looks like when it's all put together.
Hey, look, man, I believe that we are going to we're gonna be fine. It's gonna be great. We're gonna do big things. And that's how I truly feel about it. But Concrete, I love having you on, man. And I appreciate you coming on. Tomorrow's Wildin' Out Wednesday, so I'll see you tomorrow, my man.
Yeah, I'll be there. Well, let me see. Yeah, I'll definitely be there. Yeah, I had to make sure. I had to think about my work schedule.
You gotta make time for Wildin' Out Wednesday.
But I got you. I listen. If I can't be on, I'll be a silent listener. So I
There you
always
go.
got you.
Concrete, you're the man, brother. I'll talk to you, man.
Yeah, have a good one, man.
You
Love,
too.
Steven.
Love. Miami Sports Music's #1 Miami fan morning show, Clock Blockers, right here on the Miami Sports Music Podcast Network. I'm your host, Stephen D. I hope you all enjoyed today's show. Please go follow me on all social media at Stephen D. SKPL. I'd like 10 new followers on Twitter because of you guys. Give me 10 new followers today. I want to give a big shout out to two people in particular today. That is Jack's Trucker for a Wife for Life. Became a member. I appreciate it. Super excited that you're a member. And Flounder Pounder also became a member of the channel today. If you too want to become a member, just like Flounder Pounder and Jack's Trucker Wife for Life, I'm going to put it in the link here so you guys can come on and take a look at everything. There's the link for you to sign up and become a member today. Want to give a big shout out to everybody that was on the panel today. Absolutely amazing. Like I said, we're about $65 away from goal today. So if you can donate to the channel, it helps the channel grow. We were on for 4 hours today. 4 hours. Look, I'm doing this content, every morning, Monday through Friday. And, all right, maybe not Monday, the last couple of Mondays, but Tuesday through Friday, I'll be back on next Monday, I believe. So, just donate to the channel, help the channel grow. It's such a big thing to do this on a morning and 3-4 hours every morning. And there's a lot of stuff I want to do this coming up here. So please donate. It helps. It goes such a long way. And if you can't donate monetarily, donate through sharing the content, hitting the share button, hitting the like button, all that fun stuff. All right. So I will see y'all tomorrow for Wildin' Out Wednesday. Tomorrow is Wildin' Out Wednesday. Should have a good time tomorrow. So that should be a lot of fun. So make sure you guys check that out. Wildin' Out Wednesday tomorrow, right here on the Miami Sports Music Podcast Network. Make sure y'all are here for that, presented by TailGateR. Shout out to TailGateR. And I will see y'all tomorrow. All right, donate, hit the like button. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Love y'all. Peace.